welcome to Largs Reserve for the Elimination final in the Adelaide Footy League Division 1 season. Across 3 separate centuries, these 2 proud community clubs have been the soul of South Australian suburban footy, with a combined history over 300 years. But today their sole focus is on one game, winning a knockout final, surviving one more week in the postseason. And if they can do that for the next few weeks, maybe, just maybe, they'll make some history of their own. Already historic, the great support from our live stream sponsors. Buddy Bet, Roll the Dice Racing, Archie's Sandals, Sportal, the Banner Crew, 9 News, Programs to Fit, Dartfish, Sports Interactive, and the Moseley Bar and Kitchen. Coming up, it's the defending champs Port District hosting Tea Tree Gully. The finals are finally here. Thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Adelaide Footy League. Yes, welcome to Largs Reserve. It's finals footy, it's September. It's Port District's Tea Tree Gully Elimination final. Only one will be left in the running for the premiership at Games End. I'm Phil Herden with Adam Jeffries and Tommy Javor. TJ, how good is it to finally be in the finals?
Mate, it's spring. It's a 21-degree day in the heart of Port Adelaide. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Adam, Port District, they're the defending champs. Not the greatest way to enter the finals with a loss to St. Peter's, but they did something similar last year. How do you think Port will respond today?
Yeah, I don't think they'll be too worried about last week. St. Peter's had everything to play for and Port Districts didn't. So I think they get a good, tough, close game of football as a good tune-up. So, but it doesn't matter now what happened last week. Yes, like we said last year, they got done in the last round and then blitzed through the final. So, no, they'll be fine and they'll be raring to go today.
Tea Tree Gully, we're always waiting for them to drop out of the 5, TJ, and they never did. They're here. What contest will they put up today?
Yeah, they're here. It doesn't really matter what happened before today. And just when you think you know all the answers, they change the questions. And it is a different question come finals. Tea Tree Gully have won a premiership in the last 5, probably 6 years ago now. They've been there. Port District have been there. These 2 teams know what it takes to have success. I won't be surprised if this game goes either way today.
All right, thanks for that. And the buddy bet, it's between you two. We're going to gamble responsibly. We're going to bet with mates. And Adam, you get to choose the category.
Yeah, well, I think everyone's tipping Port Districts to win today, which is fair enough. You know, they've finished 3 or 4 wins higher on the ladder, home ground advantage. But I think the game's going to be close. I know Port Districts won both games relatively comfortably this season, but I think it'll be Port Districts under 18 points, Tommy. What are your thoughts?
I'll give you Port District 1 to 18. I'll take the field because I just think finals are so uncertain. Will you take that bet, buddy?
I'll take it.
Don't forget, folks, gamble responsible when you bet with your mates. Thanks to Buddy Bet. Alrighty, glorious conditions, a great crew. We are set to go. Finals footy coming up after the break.
Takes the lead in the Gilmore. Crone draws clean out from Mizzy. It's a Queensland victory. And a big payday for his owners, winning the English Millennium in a romp.
But Ayrton the class, and Ayrton won the Victoria Handicap.
But Mahuda goes all the way. Where again, Mahuda?
Too classy for them. The Blue Star flashing beats them all. A Blue Star gets up the win.
but it's all Globe. 100 metres to go. It's 6 lengths in front. This is an outstanding performance again, and Globe eased down, won the King's Coronation Cup in a canter.
Tommy Javor, Adam Jeffries. We've got lots to talk about, but before we do, TJ, you went and talked to the coaches.
I certainly did, mate. They were very giving of their time. Not too much they could give away, but they certainly gave a nice little analysis into how the game might play out, and I think it's fair to say nobody knows.
Let's see what the coaches had to say.
Yeah, absolutely thrilled to have Port District coach Josh Ramsey. Thanks for joining us, mate.
No worries, mate. Thanks for having me on.
How has the preparation been? The boys look ready, but how's the vibe?
No, the vibe's good. I mean, finals time, I think if you don't have a vibe, you're probably struggling and you're in the wrong industry. So, yeah, the vibe's been good. We've had a really good week on the track. You know, it's interesting last week, wasn't it? Like, we get rolled by Spock, who I think gave us a lot of learnings in terms of grit and determination and what it means for footy clubs. So, yeah, whilst that was an ordinary result, I think this week's been really strong, and hopefully the training we've had and the vibe around the footy club this week will take good momentum into the game.
I know you've been some players have been battling with injuries. How did the team shape up? Any changes?
Yeah, we lose Pass. Like you start to get some soldiers back, and then poor Passanidi hurts himself. Mitch Gaff didn't quite get there last week, and he's just missed again. So we lose those two. But, you know, some really good experience and talented footballers in Niskahus and Heffernan come back into the side. Kurt Sizer comes back to us. He's had the last 3 weeks at North Adelaide. So he'll be really strong in the ruck for us, which will be important, obviously, knowing how good the Teacher Gully ruckman is. You know, no doubt we need to make sure we can get some sort of footy out of there. So it'll be good to have him back into the footy team.
I'm going to ask you a question. I think I know your answer. What are the keys to success today, mate?
Oh, just pressure. I mean, our one would as a group and as a footy club is applying pressure and being really well structured behind the footy. So, you know, it's defence, contest. So win contest, you get territory, then it allows you to defend behind the footy. So if there's pressure up the ground, we can defend behind and win contest. We'll go a long way to, you know, the outcome of this footy match. But I know Teacher Regalia are a really proud, strong footy club, and I think they've come to play, no doubt. And we're going to be right on our mettle and at our best to get a good result.
It's a beautiful day for football. It's a beautiful oval out here at Largs, and it's going to be a great contest. Best of luck, mate.
Thanks, mate. Thanks very much.
Tommy Javor here, and as always, the coach of the Adelaide Footy League, so giving you the time. Thanks for joining us, Justin Moscotta.
No problems. Thanks for having me.
I won't take too much of your time, mate. I heard the cranking beats in the change room. Apart from that, how's the preparation been this week?
Oh, look, it's been pretty standard, I think, for a normal week. There's just a little bit extra involved, I think, around the game, and it's been a process for us to get here. But fortunately, we are, and we're just focused on the opportunity at hand rather than the journey to get here.
Fantastic, mate. Any changes from last week's team?
No, so we're unchanged. Just got the extra one on the bench. So we've just got the one inclusion, so no other changes.
Fantastic. I know it's been disrupted many times this year. We've spoken earlier. I know you can't give away your game plan, but keys to success today.
Oh, look, I just think it's going to come down to the team who can do it for 120, what they want to do. Finals footy is always about just keeping it simple and do the things. And when you have your moments that will hold you in good stead, is making the most of those moments and make sure you can have control in the game. So everything starts and ends with our contest, you know. And if our contest method is good and it's sound, then we should be thereabouts. We don't want to lose contested footy. We want to win the contested footy and give our forwards a chance with some good ball movement. So there's no real rocket science to it. It's just trying to keep it very simple and just get the job done for 120.
It's finals footy. It's an exciting time. Best of luck to you and the Gullies today, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
Welcome back. Great to hear from the coaches again. We thank them for their time. Let's get into the two teams. As in the B grade, it is Glenunga leading Port District by 2 goals midway through the final quarter. We'll give you final scores when those occur. Home team Port Districts, I mentioned in the pre-game, over 300 years of history. Where do they sit? Well, 4th and 5th, Port District 11 and 7, Tea Tree Gully 8 and 10. Gully's getting in by 0.3%. Port District are in the 5 for quite some time before. Didn't have the greatest bottom end of the season, but we'll get into that shortly. Let's have a look at the history firstly of Port District. 1873. They did actually have a 150th celebration during this season. Lefevre Peninsula, Semaphore Central, Exeter, now all Port Districts in 79. Of course, the defending premiers. They claim 19 Division 1 premierships across all of their entities. In recent years, they were stuck in what I would call a no man's land. Between 2014 and 2021, they were 5th, 6th or 7th. Not good enough to challenge a premiership, not bad enough to be relegated. Last year they broke the ice, 15 and 5. We were here for the second semi where they held Goodwood Saints to 2 goals, won the premiership. Now we look at this year, and you can see great start. TJ, not the greatest finish.
No, they've won only 2 of their last 7, but probably the most important thing to note in that was one of those was against Tea Tree Gully, 122-78. That's the one that kind of stands out for me.
Yep, and that 1 point win against Goodwood was eventually what probably made the Goodwood Saints relegated. We move on to the players, and Adam, I mean, there are stars in this Port District lineup. Who in particular are you looking at to make a difference today?
Yeah, I did a bit of a deep dive into their squad last night, Phil, and obviously there's been a little bit of a drop-off this year from Port Districts from last year, but that happens with defending premiers. You know, hunger's always an issue. Hunger creates turnovers create scores, so it's always going to be harder for them. But I've just listed 11 names. They've got 11 players only left from last year's grand final team, so you could argue that, you know, Josh Ramsey's done a great job to go 11 and 7 in Division 1 with 11 players turning over. So I look at names like Lachlan Gregg, Luke McInerney, Jack Gaffney, Tom Gray, Mitchell Gaffney, Tom Corcoran, Shannon Jenner, Dale Pearce, Daniel Passany, Tom Carter, Ben Millman, who some of them are top shelf players not playing from last year's grand final, and Ken Carpenter's probably the only big in with that. So you could argue they've had a good season to take care of that. Obviously, the defending premiers, everyone thinks that they're going to win. I just look at this, Phil, and go, where are the goals going to come from? I'm looking for Trent Heffernan to have a big game today. I think he's been a star in the Adelaide Footy League for a long time, but they need him today. I think we spoke about the last game, Tommy, wasn't it? It was a high-scoring game out here a month ago. So Port Districts are going to have to find some goals. They're going to need Trent Heffernan to kick 2 or 3. And they're going to need Gavin Shepherd to kick 2 or 3 as well. So that for mine, is going to be the interesting one. Where they're going to find 12 or 14 goals today and what should be a high-scoring game.
I think it might have been out there. It might have been at Tea Tree Gully, the high-scoring affair. I think, and I'm not checking my stats. Phil will jump right on the stats.
They kicked 19 goals, 8 round 15. And that was actually here.
That was here.
Was he? Okay. I'm really glad I corrected you there. That made me look good.
It was. It's a weird scoreline, though, Tommy, isn't it, for Division 1 game? There's so many low-scoring games. So Port Districts are going to have to find goals today, I think. But you could argue the same with Tea Tree Gully as well. Who's going to stand up? Who's the small forward that's going to win the game for their team?
Yep. It's hard for me to concentrate. Apologies for the correction that wasn't right, but it is the team I coached last year, Glenung, up by 5 points in elimination.
Can't be long to go there as well.
No, it's an exciting day already. Sorry, Phil.
No, that's okay, mate. And you're looking at the goal scorers. Gavin Shepherd leads the way for the season with 24 from 13 games. Batty, 23 from 15 games. Drops a little bit. Kevin Carpeney might be one that bobs up. He's kicked 15. But after that, Sam Gray with 16. It does drop away a fair bit from...
Will Coach Ramsey play Sam Gray more in the forward 50 today? That'll be the first thing I look for at the first centre bounce. It'll be tempting to leave him on ball, but it's hard to ask your star players to dominate working in the phone box around the ball. I would be tempted to leave him to have a lower possession, high-impact game in the front 50.
Tried that against Glenunga, and I think that maybe one to say maybe didn't work for them.
Few things didn't work that day, Phil.
But a great pickup regarding this isn't last year's premiers again. This is half of that and half a new group of players. As we have a look at Tea Tree Gully, who also have won a premiership in recent times. That was back in 2018. One of the oldest, biggest clubs, 1862. I think it was just 3 days ago. They celebrated their 161st birthday. Huge club. 2018, they won their first ever Division 1 premiership. Div 2 flag in 2020, and they replaced Athelston. They got promoted in the year when there was no promotion up here. In recent times, you can see that 2018 premiership, then 5 wins the next year, got relegated. premiers in 2020 the year after. 5th last year, 9-9, and very similar again this season. 9-9, 9-9, and I think 8-10 was their stats. So they've been a decent team, but not a great team. And a fair bit of red as Glenunga have kicked a goal.
Jack Matchett from 55 goes bang.
And that makes an 11-point lead. Tea Tree Gully, their season, they got off to a pretty good start, 4-1, but since then they've been struggling, Tommy.
Yes, they have, mate. It is very, very difficult to not be distracted here. They've won 4 of their last, what would it be, 4 of their last 13 games. So, and if you look at who they've beaten Oldies, Spock. The one that does stand out is the win over Shock. And they really took care of Brighton. But again, their best football with their full squad on a day made for finals. I really think they might just surprise us with the way they come out today.
As we have a look at the Tea Tree Gully lineup, thanks TJ and Adam, one thing that struck me as I was doing my research during the week was that so many veterans in this side, all Tea Tree Gully juniors, many of them are in their 9th, 10th, 11th season.
There's not a lot of outside recruits, is there? Which is fantastic. You know, they've got such a strong club out there. Junior participation, C grade, B grade. I believe they even have D grade, C7s. They have everything, Tea Tree Gully. So they're a great football club. And like you showed before, Phil, they've been pretty consistent Division 1 team. But again, as I look through their team, young group, inconsistent at times. I'm looking at the small forwards. It's a real unique game today. Both teams don't really have a dominant tall forward at all. So they need Latham. And I'll go back to Luke Brown as well. Same conversation as the Sam Gray conversation. I'm tempted to leave Luke Brown in the forward 50. It's very difficult to dominate a game in the phone box around 15 players with pressure. I'd be tempted to leave him in the forward 50 today, Phil.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of a Tyler Martin's going to be huge. Whenever they do well, he usually bobs up. But the player has to be Luke Brown. He was the best on ground for both games. Tea Tree Gully playing Port District. Best on ground last week in their game against Prince Albert. He's their sole recruit, but he's also, I'm pretty sure, a local junior as well.
He's a Tea Tree Gully junior.
Yeah, Port District have gold, and it's
the local legends
goal.
are going off over there.
Good crowd here, guys.
55 to 60 with about 4 or 5 minutes. It's a flat 22-minute quarter.
Well, they'll know the
in
time
the
left
Bees
then,
at the
won't they?
moment. And so, yeah, watching us, we're watching them at the moment. Can tell you in the C's earlier today, this is the C1's qualifying final. Goodwood Saints beat Shock by 3 points. Goody Saints move on to play Prince's. Sorry, Shock beat Goody Saints by 3 points. Apologies. Shock and Prince Alfred in the second semi next week. Prince Alfred unbeaten, I think. And in the elimination final here was Broadview over Port District by 17. So Broadview, Goody Saints in the first semi. Prince Alfred Shock in the semi-final. As Glenunga have gone forward.
Can't be long to go here.
Jordan Oppen, I'm so sorry, Phil. Jordan Oppen's marked 50 metres out.
The other thing I'll say with this is I know it's a B grade game, but it's super important for Glenunga to have their Bs playing as deep as they can, because there's always an injury in a final. And Div 1 finals can be so close. Having your backup players not fumbling, making a contribution is huge. This could be a huge win for Glenunga in the Bs if they get
First final in 15 years for the B grade as well. So, yeah, wowee.
It's a surprising stat as well. They're such a good club, Glenunga, that they've struggled at the B grade level. But this year, great depth in the footy club.
There is plenty happening around the Adelaide Footy League at the moment. Should also mention the women's finals are on. Congratulations. As Glenunga of gold, and is that going to be enough? 11-point lead now, 9-12, 66 to 8-7, 55. Is that the siren?
Yeah, that was the siren. That definitely
siren.
will be enough.
Okay, apologies. I thought it was a goal they were cheering. It was, in fact, the siren. Glenunga win and move on. 0-2 for Port Districts in the elimination finals today. Not so good. Just quickly, the women's finals. You can watch that on the YouTube channel. Look up Filming Footy. Loretto, Old Scholars, second year in the comp, made grand final last year, lost by less than a goal. This time in the grand final against Modbury, they won 9 points, 13-4. The Div 3 grand final, Hope Valley getting over the line over Flinders Park, 22-7. Broadview and Payneham Norwood Union in the Div 1 reserves. The Falcons going for an undefeated season, no pressure there. Followed up by Payneham Norwood Union. They'll be playing a little bit after we're finished against Morphy Parks, those games at St Mary's Parks. Of course, the other game, we might mention that just for a moment as the teams swap over, is the qualifying final between Shock travelling to Park 9 and playing Prince Alfred Old Collegians. Shock have probably got the form, but Prince Alfred have the experience and the names.
Yeah, I'll interject there. Sorry, Tommy.
No, you're right, mate.
I think Prince Alfred are favourite for that game at Park 9. We spoke about it last week, Phil. They haven't been able to play finals at Park 9 for whatever reason. They are a different team. But having said that, Shock did beat them there about 6 weeks ago at Park 9, which was a bit of a surprise. I could count on your one hand how many games they've lost at Park 9 over the last 5 or 6 years. But I believe Prince Alfred will win that game. I think some of their veterans, they're allowed to cruise through the later part of the season, but they won't cruise today. I believe they'll get the chocolates by a couple of goals, but it'll be a ripping game.
Yeah, 100% agree. I love what Shock have done this year. It's hard not to like them, but Div 1 finals experience. I mean, PAC, 2 flags in the last 5 years, is it? You don't fluke 2 flags in Div 1.
No, they've been in the top 3 for the last 7 or 8 seasons, almost, Prince Alfred. So, yeah, they played in a lot of big games. Having said that, Sacred Heart have played in a lot of big games too, Division 2 grand finals.
Not successfully, though.
Not successfully, yeah. So but they can go in as a bit of an underdog today. It'll be a great game. We'll have to keep an eye on that one as well through the coverage.
We certainly will. Yeah, my thoughts, Prince Alfred. My initial thoughts was Shock. We've seen a lot of them in recent games, and they've been impressive every time. Even their loss to Glenunga last week, they certainly matched it almost through the entirety of that match. But yes, finals experiences, it is a different level. It's got to count for something. And I mean, Adam and then TJ, you both experienced with teams playing in a higher level of matches. What do you have to manage then as a coach now, playing a final as opposed to a regular game?
Oh, yeah, it's pretty simple. The players know what's on the line, don't they? Players are smarter than what we think sometimes. Like the coach don't have to tell them it's all on the line today. What happens in finals, Phil, is the pressure around the ball goes up. So some games we've seen the last few weeks, even last week at Sacred Heart, the pressure on the ball wasn't elite because there wasn't so much on the result. What you'll see today is a lot of scrubby football early in the game. There'll be blokes who will dive across a boot when you normally wouldn't. They'll be tackling from further behind than what they normally would. So there'll be an amazing amount of pressure. But then the game settles down about 20 minutes into 15 minutes into the game. It settles down into a normal game of football. Then it's execution, hitting your kicks inside 50, kicking straight at goal. So how many times in September do we see 10-8 to 8-10? That's finals football. You got to be the team that kicks 10-8, and there's fine margins this time of year. But that's what makes it exciting.
Yeah, mate. It's one of those things I think. Don't want to say too much because I just can't wait to see these two teams rip into each other. Both teams have won flags in the last. I think Teacher Gully, we're going to go back to 17. Was it 2017?
18 against Ross Trevor.
It's 5 years ago. They know how to get it done.
They won a Div 2 flag in there too, didn't they? On the one season back. So
and that was only by the goal, I think, against Sacred Heart at the time.
Yeah. They certainly play their finals pretty well, Teacher Gully, and there's an excitement. They're obviously just getting ready to the left of our broadcast area, and there's excitement as you'd expect. If you're not excited, I think the boys said you're in the wrong industry.
Yeah. And the clash strip, Phil, are we happy with that again?
Yeah, very happy with that. As a coach, how are you controlling this situation or trying to manage it?
You can't hide from the fact that it is a final. You've got to let the boys be excited, be nervous. Nerves are good. I went into the rooms just to grab Justin before the interview, and they had their techno hip hop rap going. It was pounding out. I couldn't help but bust a move, Phil. You get excited, you get into the vibe. I think at this stage as well, like this level, Adam, and you've coached with Saints Div 1, I think a prelim. These are professional. They're amateurs, they're called, but they're semi-professional athletes, and they know how to prepare themselves. They know what they got to do, and I think sometimes you've just got to let them go a little bit.
That's probably a fair comment. Even at local level in finals, blokes will stay off the grog, go out for their pastime. You'll do the little things that professional footballers will do. You'll do at this time of year, even in local football, particularly in Division 1, where it's it's pretty professional stuff, isn't it? Because this game will be close, and like I said, it's fine margins. Dot the I's, cross the T's. Tommy.
Yeah, 100%.
The third time they've played this season, round 6 they met at Tea Tree Gully, and it was a low-scoring affair. Tea Tree Gully kicked 2 goals 9. 1 goal in the first quarter, 1 goal in the third, which meant there was an end at home they kicked to that they did not register a goal. Sam Gray was the best for Port District. They managed 7-6-48 to win by 27 points. The return match was here at Largs. That was round 15. Port District 19-8. The Tea Tree Gully 12-6, a 44-point win to District. One of their rare wins in recent times. And their goals are pretty well spread. Gray, Harry Hawkins, Gavin Shepherd all kicked 3 each. Daniel Passanidi was the best for Port Districts, and he's not playing today. He was also pretty influential last week as well.
Yeah, but the Inns for Port District are very good. It was Heffernan. The big one for me is Sizer in ruck coming from North Adelaide. So he's had the year at North. Walked past his locker most days. And yeah, that's a big one because we all said on the panel the other night, we felt Blake Penny would have a huge advantage in ruck. And if you can get it at the source, that's half the battle. But Sizer should be able to neutralise that.
The captains are coming for the coin toss. TJ, I might just get you to keep an eye on that because sometimes it goes very quickly, sometimes it doesn't.
Still day here, Phil, isn't it? Which is good.
Yeah, the ground conditions,
gorgeous.
hard and fast, I'd say.
Oh, Michael Holding.
Bat first.
Tea Tree Gully have won the toss. They'll kick to the, you're looking at it, people, they'll kick to the right of screen or I'd say the tennis court end, but they've got tennis courts at both ends, don't they?
That's it.
The clubroom end. The
semaphore end.
Oh, that'd be east, wouldn't it? East,
no,
west?
south. That's
south.
north-south.
Yeah, north-south. To the southern end, Phil Hurt.
Yeah, and Port District heading to the coffee, it's not the coffee van end, but there is a combi van out there that every time we do a Port District home game, you'll see it every time they go for goal. It's got the annex parked out, the bench chairs out, the copies are set there in for the day, and they've been here since I rocked up, and that was a fair while ago. Team changes, just while we got that. In the finals, I love it. We go from 21 to 22. Aiden Friday is the addition for Tea Tree Gully. No omissions. For Port District, 4 in, 3 out. The outs, Daniel Passanidi, Fraser Thorne, Ned Pilkington. Daniel Passanidi is going to be a big out. He was 2 goals, one of the best last week. Coming in, got to like a lot of these. Jason Niskahus, Trent Heffernan, Kurt Sizer, Harrison Hawkins. Going to be a much stronger Port District outfit, even without Passanidi, than the one that lost to St. Peter's last week.
Yeah, and like I said, it was not, you can't make excuses in football, can you? But St. Peter's kicked incredibly accurate last week, and Port District had nothing to play for. So I think that'll be a good tune-up for Port Districts. Won't matter to them now as they're doing their warm-up what happened last week. They'll be feeling pretty good with those ins. And the ruckman in is huge because if you're playing undersized ruckman against Penny, he'll just grab the ball out of the ruck all day and just bash it 50 metres forward. So it doesn't matter about the tap. You just cannot allow Penny to do that, which I'm sure Sizer will be able to take care of that, Tommy.
How's this from Adam Jeffries as well?
Oh.
We just lost the shot. It's coming back. It's got all the stats, the inside 50s, the outside 50s, the contest. The
outside 50s are a great stat.
The rebounds and all that.
And what we're doing there, Tommy, is just looking at efficiency.
Yeah, patterns.
That's what we're looking for is efficiency. Sometimes teams can be down on the scoreboard but dominating the inside 50 count. So it's just good to keep a track on because the game can turn quickly.
Indeed. The umpiring crew for this afternoon's encounter, of course, they should be recognised because they've made it to the finals as well. Stefan Cedarblad and Marek Karls. The field umpires, Brett Heritage and Peter McCullen, are running the boundary. I reckon they could use a bit of assistance with that today, to be honest. And Jason Collard and Steve Martin waving the calico or whatever the material is to signal goals and points this afternoon. Of course, it is a huge afternoon across the Adelaide Footy League. Mentioned the 4 women's grand finals this afternoon. You can keep track of that. The Prince Alfred Sacred Heart Game for some reason has a 2:30 start. We have a 2:15 start. Don't mind that because, those at home where, too much football's never enough can flick if they wish. That game will also be streamed on from Footy.
Rip the guts out the Sanford Work Ranger and try and get there and catch the last 5 minutes.
If it was Caterer Oval and Park 9, you'd have half a chance. That would be the only way it's going to work.
We can watch it, though, on the wonderful streams we have.
We can. You can watch the replays as well, Filming Footy YouTube page. Alrighty. What I'd like is a prediction, a margin, and a player who's going to make a difference this afternoon. Adam Jeffries.
Port Districts by 16 points. Tommy in my unders buddy bet. And Sam Gray to score 4 goals playing in the forward line.
Yeah, well, I can't take Port anywhere 1 to 18, can I? So have I got 18 or not? No,
you can have 18.
I've got 18. I actually will take Port District by 18 points. I just expect at some point today, Tea Tree Gully to be leading, whether they jump them early or I think
agree with that.
I think it'll be goal for goal at times. I'm probably the most excited I've been for a game this year, and I'm couldn't be any more neutral. I love both these clubs. They're both good to us. They're very giving of their time, and they're full of talent. So,
and the thing I love about these two clubs, and there's others, but they truly represent their community.
Yes, they do.
Like Tea Tree Gully, the number of players here who have only ever played for Tea Tree Gully, maybe got a call up to Norwood Juniors, maybe, but, you know, they're Tea Tree Gully through and through. Therefore, they're locals growing up, if not now. And Port District, not that much different. History combined over 300 years, but it's all about winning today. Teams are set. Tea Tree Gully in the grey and red sash heading to the right of your screen. Port District in the all black heading to the left. It's time for some finals. You're with Adam Jeffries, Phil Herden, and your caller. Start of the first quarter, Tommy Javor.
I love, just to interject, I love Sam Gray talking to Penny. This is where you tap it, big fella. Not sure if you caught that, but Brown versus Gray at the centre bounce. Great matchup.
Yes, and in the middle, for Port District, the home team, we've got Niskelhus, Gray and Heffernan as the big men fly. Penny uses his body, just like Adam Jeffries said he would, but that man, the Heff at ground level, quick hands. Port District will have the first forward foray. That's hard to say, but we're back of coach. It might be Tyler Martin. It's early in the game, so it's hard to pick up their patterns. Who was that taking the mark? Was, not sure who it was.
It's at Asprey, I think.
Asprey. And he goes long to the wing. Tea Tree Gully playing in front. Might have got a little push in the back. Umpire says you're spot on again, Javor. Might be a free kick there to Tea Tree Gully. They'll roll inboard, go long, down the line. Best position, the flying players. Tea Tree Gully from behind. Ball spills. Port District take possession. And it comes back. Might just be worked out. Pistol. You hear the call. Pistol from the crowd in front of us. One of the most exciting young footballers, but it's taken out of play by Tom Smush.
Early observation. This would be more your problem than mine today, TJ. Yeah. Clash strip. Great idea.
Yep.
Black numbers.
Yeah. And as you've said, I said the Tea Tree Gully player 3 times because it is challenging. But in ruck, looks like Tyler Martin in there doing battle with Zach Rose. One down and only as far as what I believe to be. Is that Luke Brown? It is Luke Brown. Feel free to jump in with
blue
names.
Boots.
Blue boots, Luke Brown, got it. Check, here he goes with a beautiful long kick. McKay take ground level position. He'll get it too. He just lowers his body a little, and the umpire
did not fall for it.
Very well. Good. We're not going to talk about umpires, but it was really good umpiring. Can we say that? We can say that.
We can talk positively about umpires. It's okay.
He got a sore ankle, didn't he, as he took possession? Anyway, Heffernan tries to go one way and zigged when he might have zagged. The quick snap by Tea Tree Gully, and it's no score. My early prediction, Adam Jeffries, that they'd take the lead at some point nearly came to fruition.
Yeah, 1-0 it would have been. Early finals footy from Tea Tree Gully, though. We've seen both of these teams use the short game with their small forward lines, but Tea Tree Gully won the ball at halfback and went long. Smart football in finals.
Martin is working his way to the front there. Winning it down. Oh,
that's a fantastic
crunching tackle. And you could just see how hard that ground was there, couldn't you, Adam Jeffries? Phil Herden, you're on. What can you see? You can't see, can you?
I can't see. I said there's a ball up at the top of the square. This has been where it's been Rose with the tap towards that boundary line. Now there's really... It's more like a soccer game at the moment than a footy game. Double-handed fist by Rose sees it out of bounds in front of the playground, which is got a couple of kids on swings, plenty of others in deck chairs, under the shade, enjoying the sun.
This is smart, though. Luke Brown not at the stoppage. I spoke about having to work in the phone box where Sam Gray is. Luke Brown off the back of the stoppage on his own about 40 metres from this ball.
Again, one by Martin. Takes out the ruck. Quick snap. Jason Collard, the goal umpire, the best goal umpire in the business, just working with his boundary umpire, and we'll have a... it's touched. No, it's not touched. There it is. Look at Cooper Gaffney. Look at that laser left. Unfortunately, misses the target this time. Sam Gray will have scored it over the line. It'll be a free kick to Tea Tree Gully.
That shot.
The pistol.
Personos couldn't get there fast enough. Don't blame him.
I would have got a
right record for the 60 then, didn't he?
I reckon Tea Tree Gully needed to get a right footer over there, though. I know Personos loves to have a ping, but this is a very
He's a left
shot.
footer and he's taken that. Wow, okay. Given they would have probably had a bit of an option. We doubted the kick. We doubted the kick.
You doubted the kick.
I doubted the kick. Adam doubted the kick. The goal umpire's doubting the kick.
Goal umpire getting a bit of airtime here.
Put it in the player of the hands of the guy that kicks the goal. That's what I say. It doesn't matter which side of the ground they're on. Jason Collard. Oh, can we get a few more umpires down there, please? 4 may not be enough.
It's a final. Let's get it right.
Goal
it is. Oh. Peter Personos showing some brilliance. And Tea Tree Gully do score first. 1 straight 6. Port District yet to score. Early days on the Sportal scoreboard.
And that just comes from the turnover kick, wasn't it? He tried to switch the ball, I think it was Gaffney, and just missed. Like I said, I was a bit critical of Personos taking that being a left footer, but he is an experienced gun goal kicker, so I do agree, Tommy. That's a fantastic shot for goal and a great start for Tea Tree Gully. Have dominated the field position thus far. Districts have barely touched the footy.
Yeah, it's funny. I was a left footer, and I always actually preferred that side as well. I had a fade on my kick. as soon as it went past 20, could sometimes kick as far as 30, it would fade. So the big men do battle. Blake Penny, better positioning, just wins it down to the boss McKay. Gives it to Brown. Brown cops his Port District player high. Will this be their first forward 50 entry, please, Two Man?
Yes, it will if
That's
they
you,
go.
you're Two Man today.
I'm Two Man.
And it'll be Sam Gray that will send him deep, will he? He just brings it out to the flank, looks for Gaffney. He's probably going to find him. And I'll tell you what, Gaffney's 55 out, but you wouldn't want it in anyone else's hand. Watch this left-footed laser come in.
Which one, left or right?
Left. And it was always going to happen. Might have got one high there. Nothing doing there for the Port player. That was Dwyer. And side-out kick is effective, and Gav Shepherd takes his first mark. And this mark is a huge mark because Gav's been down a bit lately. He's a bit of a confidence player. If he can put one through at the start, he will be up and about, Adam Jeffries.
He's the only tall forward really on the ground that can probably kick a bag. So great start for him. Just fell on his lap, basically.
And he puts it through, straight through the high diddle-diddle. That's first blood for Port Districts. It's a close game. One straight goal apiece.
You can see, obviously, with Port Districts having a very small forward line, when Gaffney had that ball at 55, he was never going to kick it long. He was always going to look short. So the Teacher Gully defenders will know that and want to take off those leading lanes. That'll be Port District's game plan. But like you said, Shepherd, any forwards are confidence players, especially Shepherd's been a little bit down. He's a great shot for goal if he can get his hands on it. Nothing better than getting a goal in the first couple of minutes of the game, Tommy, to get his game up and running. Shootout already.
Yeah, finals time, important to be fully resourced. The Sportal scoreboard here at Largs Reserve has 9. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 scoreboard attendance. Let's hope between them they manage to work it out. Port District attempt to go forward momentarily, but it's with Riley Verrill.
Yes, Verrill comes right in front of me. Right in front of me. Mitch Napper. The man they call the Valley. They may not. I just think it's a great nickname. If you haven't come up with it. Napper
The
Valley.
man.
Luke Brown has had some good early touches. Again, there's certain players they want it in certain players' hands. Luke Brown is certainly one of them for Teacher Gully. He'll go long down the line to our blind spot, will he? No teeth of goals. Danger about 35 out. Big men fly and jump, and Gaffney at ground level takes first possession, and the umpire comes in, and I'm not sure if that signal was high or mine. It's mine, and we'll have a ball up. Nice quick ball up. Well done, umpire. Big men battle comes down to ground level, and again we're going to have a repeat stoppage.
That was Lockie Gregg who got first touch of the ball, but Brody Latham, key veteran. The attempt by Chad Schoenmakers to take it out of the stoppage didn't really succeed. It's by that boundary line and escorted over by Benjamin Gould. And tries that again for good measure. Umpire says...
Bordering on a bit of a dump tackle there, but probably the right decision. Teacher Gully looking dangerous at these forward 50 stoppages. They've had first hands and a couple of quick snaps.
Yeah, they have. The 218s battling for it. Spills back to Sizer. Bit of open space here for Teacher Gully. If they can pick it up, they can now. Cooper Gaffney comes in.
Bang.
And there's no way William Canstel is getting out of that vice grip. Another ball up.
That's exactly what you were referring to earlier in the game, Adam. That's the pressure you're going to get. Like, bang, quicker than a hiccup, you are tackled in finals footy. Ball comes down again, and inside-out kick attempted there by Breeden. Not quite effective. It'll spill. That man, Lockie Gregg, in under around. Ball spills out. Quick tackling pressure. I tell you what, there's not a lot of chances here to string plays together, Phil.
Almost could have got rewarded there, Alex McKay. It was he's an animal in close at the moment.
Well, the longer it stays in here, the higher the chance that Teacher Gully could get a free of some sort and get a shot at a second goal. That's a nice big throw up by Penny into some space.
He just disposes of Gould.
Gould, who, if you remember, disposed of a Teacher Gully player earlier. This time was the disposee, and gets the free given away by Tyler Martin. Gets into the pocket. Zach Rose in the club room's corner here at Largs.
Interesting to see if his recently retired brother from South Adelaide joins him here next year. Rumours are plenty, but we'll stay on this one. Plenty of rumours this time of year.
So when TJ goes into express mode, here's a chance for the Gullies. Luke Brown, he's going to be key today. From outside 50, winds up towards the forward 50, finds a target. Tyler Martin, two of the Teacher Gully big guns combining there. Martin wastes no time, and he boots Teacher Gully's second goal. They're 2 straight 12 for District to 1 straight 6. There's 9 scoreboard attendance, and one is doing it all by themselves. Come on, boys. Lift your work rate.
Could be council workers when they're older.
Just practicing for being down on the wharves.
So, boys, that's
Sitting on the edge of the jetty.
5 inside 50s to 1, Teacher Gully's way, and Luke Brown's doing exactly what needed to be done. He's playing on ball, but he's not getting sucked into the congestion. He's staying off the back, and he's being super damaging thus far. Really smart by him and by Coach Mascotta. Like I said, because you can't win the ball and use your talents when you're in so much congestion. He's sitting off the back. Port Districts need to man him up.
Watch Penny take his leap away. Crosses the line quickly, gets the tap down. Flying through with Shawmakers. He's 1 of 4 in there with McKay and Brown. Ball bounces awkwardly. Port District player beelines the ball. He does very, very well. It's at ground level again. The intense tackling pressure. Umpire swarming. He says, "I'll have it. Thanks." 45 metres out from the Port District goal. And just a
Port
backdrop
District
there.
4 zip at the centre bounce as well, which is interesting. They've only gone inside 50 twice, though.
Yep. Penny there uses his strength, gets a nice little punch out, and they'll be first to it, Teacher Gully. McKay, always easy to spot. He gets it on to Breeden, I think it is. Goes along towards the corridor, and it bounces fortuitously. Does it? No, they're able to clear there through Captain Sean Davidson.
They go to the middle of the ground, picked up by Carpeney, across to Greg. His kick, though, intercepted. That's Mitch Napper, who was busy on this wing before in front of the Port Legends. He wouldn't have been impressed by that. Breeden has it pretty much in one of the T sources we have here. I think that was the one used for the Bees, not quite centre of Lungs Reserve.
Middle of the ground is so hard, isn't it? You see
Yep.
how high that ball is
Well, we
bouncing.
saw that bounce.
Yeah.
Alex McKay has it at the moment. Has one player behind him at this point of time. Everyone's pushed to the Teacher Gully side of the ground, the southern side here.
Trying to spread the oval and find some targets. That's a great kick. Because they don't want to go long because they don't have a tall forward to make the contest.
Penny now, he goes long and high to the pocket to a one-on-one down there. Port District players spoil, and again, player takes possession, bang, tackled. There's no time to even think about it.
This will be at least half a dozen stoppages they've had inside 50 Teacher Gully. So they're dominating at the moment, playing good football.
Tap one down by Teacher Gully. I think that might have been Jake Robinson that won the tap down again. Tackle. Jake Robinson follows up with a tackle. 3 people cry ball, and I think he's paid it, has he?
He's paid it, yeah.
He has. It's obviously Teacher Gully free kick, and it is, I think, going to Jake Robinson, is it?
How many inside 50s do you have for Port District at the moment?
Just the 2 for Port
And
District.
they've come from centre clearances.
4 zip centre clearance, so they haven't been able to penetrate deep at all. Teacher Gully, a bit of that Glenunga game style, Phil, isn't it? Getting it in deep and putting them pressure.
I was just going to say that, so Teacher Gully have got inside 50, but they've never allowed Port District yet to transition from
Correct.
defensive 50 to forward 50.
Yeah,
Yeah.
elite pressure. And
Right.
this shot for goal was always going to come. They've looked super dangerous at those forward stoppages.
As Jake Robinson lines up, I'm going to give my theory that's going to make you look silly. I think this is the harder, as Smush does that don't look at him thing that I can't stand, but he's playing and I'm not. Robinson from what I could determine the hardest side to kick goals from. And thank you, Tommy Javor. Great call. And I'm not sure why it is. Maybe it's a deceiving angle, but 1 point minus score. Port go quickly. Good kick and mark there. Bit of a chain. Can they transition the ball? Looks like the Hef to me.
First touch for Hef.
Yeah, one of the great servants, and he looks for and finds Zachy Hawkins. Of course, sets of brothers out there. Oh, looks for and finds his. He just loses his feet. Might have been Dean Hoff there. Yeah, it was. Thank you, Phil. And it causes a turnover, but it's still ball in dispute. Under pressure, we'll have a ball up 20 metres around.
They've got to stick with their game style, Port Districts, aren't they? They've got a small forward line. They don't want to chip, but those backward kicks in early, you've got to maybe look for them in the second, third quarter when the game opens up. There's a lot of pressure at the moment. I'll be looking to get territory.
13 minutes gone. First quarter here. Elimination final. One team will go into the first semi next week, play the loser of Sacred Heart and Prince Alfred that's about to get underway at Park 9. But they've got to survive this one first. Cooper Gaffney kicks it into some open space. 2-on-1 contest. Gullies work it well, and they've got some cavalry in Luke Brown. Remember those blue boots. To the 50-metre arc, thumb from behind is a Port District free. No chance. They play on quickly, often at a little bit of a cost, but that's going to happen. I guess, Adam, as a tactic, the play at all cost mentality, you're going to stuff it up occasionally. Is it worth those errors for the benefit you get of moving quickly?
I'd be slowing it down. As soon as you handball play on, you invite pressure. That's all it does. You cannot tackle a guy who's got a mark free kick. Simple as that.
Early signs are very good for Port District. High up for Teacher Gully, sorry. High up and under there, but maybe now they'll spread and they'll get it going. They come to the near side. That is Hunter Carter.
Carter, nice looking kick. Again, great pressure from Teacher Gully. There's no easy possessions out there. Made him earn it, but it is a mark or free kick. Take your pick to Nick Mitsaharis. I think I'm saying that right.
That's how I would do it.
Mitsaharis, the left footer. Will go long down the line. It's all Teacher Gully back there, though. Oh, ball player flies in, makes a contest. Very well done. And Heffernan just positioning himself where the oval takes that funny left-hand turn and just cuts itself off.
It has a sort of a diagonal wing there for a while on that half-forward flank.
A little bit of a wonky donkey, if you like, my daughter would say.
A great contest by Shepherd on that occasion. He really crashed in and it looked like the Teacher Gully were going to take the intercept mark, and that's the reward for his team is the pressure shot on goal for Hef.
From the grandstand, Trent Heffernan kicks it long, and you can tell he's had a shot from there before. He's an absolute star. Doesn't matter how old they get, they still stay superstars, and that's how you could describe former state captain Trent Heffernan.
He's a class player, Trent Heffernan has been for a long time, but that's a fantastic shot for goal. And we spoke about accuracy being needed in finals, and when you're pinging them from 50 on the boundary line, it's going to help your cause. You look at the scoreboard now, point down Port Districts, they've been thoroughly outplayed for this first 15 minutes, and that's what accurate goal kicking can do. So well done to Port Districts. Great contest by Shepherd on that long ball, which set up that goal for Heffernan. Great shot for goal from Heff. He's going to need to kick 3 or 4 today, I reckon, Tommy.
Yeah, it's interesting. One thing I'll say about Teacher Gully, they don't have huge on-ball rotations. Now, William Cansdell's gone in there. Blake Penny's having it. It's a hot day, the hottest day we've had in a long time. It'll be very interesting to see how that plays out. Ball bobs around. They'll get a forward 50 from a centre break this time. Through Luke Brown. Big flying mark dropped. And Port District should clear. Quick hands though, but again, that pressure at the ground level. Not too many ground balls. They're all bobbing up nicely. A bit of bounce in this track. It's a bit like the whacker at the moment. And just as I say that, we've got a ground ball, and it's won by Teacher Gully. They'll come in board. Cansdell had a pretty good season for mine. I've talked about him a lot throughout the year when I've been on commentary. And nicely done there. Now, yeah, no, the umpires let it go. Blake Penny just able to pretend he was in a contest and allowed the third man in to come in and take an uncontested mark.
So in the Port District's coach's box right now, you've got to be talking about Luke Brown. He's had 10 disposals at least already, and he's sitting off the back of stoppage. He got the centre clearance before, ball rebound back, he got the handball receive inside 50. I'm putting someone on Luke Brown.
Yeah, not sure who the player is. Is it Tyler Martin, maybe?
Kicking for goal right now, Ryan Spittle.
This is Spittle.
Long way from the man on the mark, but it doesn't matter. It's straight through to his first and their third. And at the moment, Phil Herden, Beck Northcott, looking like a genius. The only, let's call ourselves professional, to tip Teacher Gully.
Well, for those wondering what we're talking about, we did have the Division 1 round table. So much talent at the one table at the one time.
Well, there's a little bit.
There was, 7 of us, I think?
9.
9 of us.
Yeah.
Okay, and 8 tipped Port District and 1 tipped Teacher Gully. None tipped any of these sides to go past the first semi, though. That's obviously a long way away, as I can tell you that they're just bouncing the ball at Park 9 between Shock and Prince Alfred Old Collegians. But this has been a great game. It has been goal for goal.
It's what we hope for, everything we hope for and more. As he tries to break, he's impeded there, and they'll clear. Port District from the centre. Good chase down. Well done, Teacher Gully. That was Jack Asprey. Did very well then with the chase down. Kenny Carpenter, quick hands, just misses the target. Teacher Gully are there in a second again. They should clear. Left foot kick, though, is cut off. It's not gone 10. They'll get a forward foray here, and they do. Nice hit-up kick there. Finds. Is that Sam Gray? No. Not sure who that is. That might be the left footer. He goes to a contest in the goal square. Ground level off the ground. It is.
Batty.
It's the Batman.
We spoke about...
I meant to say Batman.
Batman. I was nearly going to go for a buddy bet with James Batty because he can be a sneaky goal scorer, but that's only 4 inside 50s for Port Districts for 3 goals. So we spoke pretty much about efficiency. They're actually not playing all that well at the moment. 9 inside 50s to 4, but 3 goals from 4 entries. Teacher Gully a little bit undersized down there, aren't they? They needed to rush that through. They're the mistakes in finals that can hurt. You can't let the ball bobble around in the goal square. Batty onto it in a flash.
6 goals, all alternating, I should say. Nick Mizithras was the player who kicked it in from the what do we call it? The rebuilding tennis club pockets. They're putting down some new, I'd assume, synthetic material there.
As we go,
It's the start of tennis season, though. We're back in the middle.
Keep an eye on that, mate.
Yeah.
So if we're just off the play, we've got a Teacher Gully leaving the field very gingerly. Looks like a leg injury.
This is where the 4 bench players can come in handy.
We'll send our Banjo rider at quarter time out to check that out.
Oh, that's me, isn't it?
That's you, yes.
Ty Jafford is.
Assuming a multiple range of duties today, as
Yeah.
normal.
Can do everything. Well,
Straight
two
off the
jobs
bench, great
Well, you
interchange
say you
there.
can, so we'll let it sing if you can.
yeah. Cody Tate down, long towards the forward line and leading in the ball. Is it Spittle, is it? Either way, it's Teacher Gully player, the juggled mark.
Spittle will be disappointed with that. He's a really good mark for his size. He's the little medium full forward at times, Spittle. 10 inside 50s to 4 for Teacher Gully. Great interchange there. Maybe that was a fake injury to get a spare player on the wing, Tommy.
Wouldn't have thought, but we've all got theories. Looking forward to hearing what the coaches have got to say at quarter time as well as Port District win their hit out. But this way, that away, it was Brady Latham, I think. Pole was completely impeding my vision, and it's in our blind pocket there. So I'll tell you what, it's everything
You're
we want
complaining about a pole,
to do. You've got a wall there.
but I have got a great TV, and Liam doing a sensational job up top with the camera work. So we're not missing a thing.
Can Liam hear
Nor are
us?
you. No.
Oh, he hasn't been that good.
He'll watch the replay, I'm sure, to check out his camera work, which is being sensational. From the stoppage, District with a desperate clearance that finds a target. Maybe it was planned. Liam Firm's not paid the mark. Gullies descend like a pack of wolves, which they are.
Very good. It's very good, Phil.
Very good.
He wanted to use that all week, didn't he?
He's been sitting at home. What can I come?
Again, Luke Brown not going to the stoppage, sitting off the back.
This time Zach McKay towards the pocket. Oh, everyone lost their feet. Hey, it's a dry day. How can you all lose your feet like that? Anyway, Smush. This time facing the right direction to Sam Gray. Deep into the pocket. There's that pole, but Hefner has got around it. He's there somewhere, I promise you. He'll appear any second. There, Cooper Gaffney with the mark.
Yeah, just a bit of steadying play here. He goes for that 45 inside. Oh, and they just fumble. But Sam Gray getting a lot of possessions in the back half at the moment. They get it in the hands of Hefner.
It's a transition.
It is a transition all the way, and they should mark it, and they do. And that is Gav Shepherd. Now, he's a nice kick. He just puts it up in front of, and they don't quite grab the mark there through Carter. But at ground level, it spills. Number 15 has a flying shot, and around the corner kicker, Harrison Hawkins it was. I know right now, was it Joshua Spence has it right now, yep. He'll clear. I know what Jason Dunstall would have said. Kick it, drop, punt, straight in the body. And he would have used a few expletives in there too. But, boys, it's a great game of footy.
I was expecting something a little bit more dour with these two, and the fact that sometimes they've really struggled to kick goals. But hard to play dour football with conditions like this, although we're seeing a little bit of, unforced errors, to use a tennis analogy.
Yep.
Some marks that look pretty simple, fumbled. Of course, it's always easy saying that here because we never drop a mark.
Of course, Phil, if you get into the Dartfish stats, which are available, they do have an unforced errors section. So, yeah, that's a little plug for one of our great sponsors.
Absolutely.
And it'll be Port District clearing this way, but no, they cough it up. Nearly said the wrong word there, but they've turned it over. William Cansdale, who'll go long down. It's a 2-on-2 down there. Big boys fly. Good punch, and at ground level, leading it over the way as the Teacher Gully player. We'll have a ball in 30 metres around from the Teacher Gully goal.
Yeah, I'm loving Teacher Gully's game style. Like I said, Port District's 5 inside 50s, 3 goals. Teacher Gully are all over them. They're kicking the ball long inside 50. Like I said, that Glenunga game style, getting it in deep, putting on pressure, being able to get some forward 50 stoppages deep. So Port Districts need to be clever here. Can't give away a free.
5 minutes into the first
Like
quarter
that.
at Park
Ooh.
9. It's Port District clear. I can say the score. Port District 1 straight 6. Sacred Heart 1 behind. The Red Men by 5 points. Here come Port District with a long raking kick towards that scoreboard. Running onto it beautifully is Mitsuras. Kicks it into the pocket, but finds the wrong jersey. And it will be a chance for Teacher Gully to reset, rebound, and kick it to Breton, who played on for some unknown reason. Didn't look touched off the boot. Turnover. This could be dangerous, and it looks to be the case because
I was just about to say, Phil, Teacher Gully need to play this quarter out. They've been so good, but you called it. They've gone from D50 to forward 50 easily the last 2 times.
Yeah.
Just been a little bit nervous in the defensive 50, so they've got to play to the siren here because they've thoroughly outplayed Port, but Port can take the lead with this shot for goal from Batty.
Batty lining up. If he does kick this, it'll be 4 goals from 7 inside 50s. My stats tell me, because I just looked at your stat sheet. And he'll line up.
That would be very efficient, though.
Yes, it certainly would.
for the first team to kick 2 goals in succession.
Nope.
Not to be. All Batty does, ties it up. 19-19. 24-minute mark of the first quarter on the Sportal scoreboard. Port District 3-1-19. Teacher Gully 3-1-19.
You know a mass whiz, boys, but I can tell you this much. They're scoring 62% of the time they go inside their forward 50. So 4 from 7. So I think it's 62.
This is where you need to have good set plays. These are the things you train for. You can't concede a rebound 50 here. Long ball contest. Penny.
When you're inside, he looks solid. Oh, he just gets one in the old north and south there.
Just for the record,
well, how good a bloke is Trent Heffernan?
4 from 7 is 57%.
Okay, well, we'll do it off the top of
5
the
from 8 is 62.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 5 from 8. Thanks, Phil. Oh, well done reading at the back is Spittle. He gets on his bike. He goes long, running towards the goal with the lead. Just needed to.
Some of the bounces today.
Yeah, Gould will clear with that beautiful left foot. Laces out. No, he doesn't lace out, but it does spill fortuitously to Dienhoff. Dienhoff goes this way, that way. Personoff is well aware. 2 players down behind. Personoff
Dominoes down.
gets it high kick. Teaching Gully player. Well done there. Zach McKay stood where Angels fear to tread and takes a mark 35 metres out. And they might be able to capitalise on the ascendancy they've had this quarter.
That's their 14th inside 50 for the quarter. That was a big collision, boys. We thought it was in our blind spot, but Alex McKay is an animal, and it's smush. That was a fearsome collision. Alex McKay very rarely stays down after body contact.
Both up.
Both up.
And
Well
both
done,
just
boys.
winded. Yep. So Zach McKay from 35 metres out for his first, and the Gully's 4th. No. Umpire Jason Collard makes a lot of meterage, more meterage than he's made for a while. Signals a 1 point. He watches all our broadcasts, Jason, to see how many mentions he gets. Tells me all the time. So
It's a shame for Teacher Gully they missed that shot, though. They deserve a lead at quarter time here. They've got to stop the transition right now.
They got 1. It's just 1 point as opposed to 1 goal. 3-2-20 and 3-1-19. Almost 26 minutes gone of the first quarter.
haven't felt like there's been that many stoppages, so couldn't be much time left last minute. Looking forward to seeing what the coach has got to say. Gav Shepherd just got lost a little bit. McKay, he does that a lot. Runs through, breaks it up with handball. Quick kick, another forward entry for Tea Tree Gully. Port's going the other way, stupid. And they will clear. Nearly takes the umpire out. Looks for a quick movement there. That is, of course, number 27, Hunter Carter. Carter goes to a hot spot at centre-half forward. Heffernan, he'll work his opponent out of the way. Does incredibly well. Gets it to Carpenter. Kicks it. Ugly kick into his mate. And the ball will be probably taken out of bounds. And it is. Right.
He's paid a high fend off there against Shepherd, I believe. Gave him the old don't argue in the throat coming through. Teacher Gully need to settle, not concede a rebound 50 here. They just need a long kick to Penny and representation. Exciting footy though, boys, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good game.
Right in front of the broadcast crew, so I guess I can call this bit. The kick
Fast.
is
It's a fast game.
smothered, unintentionally but smothered. Sam Gray, quick hand pass back. This is Harry Dryer with a high kick. A lot of Gray in this area. And as try as he might, Carter couldn't win that situation. Eventually, Tea Tree Gully get it back, only from whence we started, right on the centre wing position. The hand pass from Cansdale missed the target. He went back to collect his own work. Sam Gray wraps him up. It's a ball up. Quickly a score. 10 minutes gone of the first quarter at Park 9. Prince Alfred 2-1-13. Sacred Heart 1 behind.
And there is the quarter time siren, boys. Great quarter. I'm going to head down, see what I can hear, and I guess you're going to throw to me when I'm out there at some
We
point.
will definitely throw to you, TJ. Look forward to those Banjo reports. It is quarter time here at Largs Reserve Sport or Scoreboard. It is Tea Tree Gully leading by 1 point, 3-2-20. Port Districts 3-1-19. Goal scorers for Tea Tree Gully, Personos, Martin and Spittle, Batty, Heffernan and Shepherd for Port District. We will take a break. Be back with Tommy Javor on field, Adam Jeffries with some stats, and myself with some scores around the grounds. Thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Adelaide Footy League.
Nine News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner. a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Back. There's the Port District huddle. Tommy Javoy, you can just see at the back of that, roaming around, having a little listen without being too conspicuous. You're going to have a look at the Tea Tree Gully huddle and come back and report to us shortly. It is quarter time. You can see the Sportal score there, 3-2-20 Tea Tree Gully, 3-1-19 Port District. It is still Prince Alfred leading by 12 points, 2-1-19, 1 behind. So 2-1-13 to 1 behind against Sacred Heart. That's 13 minutes gone first quarter. Adam Jeffries, any stats or observations from that first quarter?
Yeah, it's only 1 point the difference, Phil, but Teacher Gully were dominant in that quarter. Great strategy from Coach Moscotta. I love where he's playing Luke Brown. He's doing the centre bounce, but then he's playing off the back of the stoppage, 50 metres off, and intercepting and rebounding the ball back inside 50. And Teacher Gully have used the long ball going inside 50, got deep entries, 15 entries to 8. So Port Districts have stated the game with their efficiency. We just saw late in the quarter, didn't we, Phil, that they just started to get a bit of transition footy with some short passes, switching of the play and across to the other side, which is the way they want to play. So Teacher Gully just need to play to the bell, but they were very impressive for mine and potentially could have a 2 or 3 goal lead, but that's finals footy. It's going to be a big second quarter.
Certainly it doesn't look like a team that won 3 games less than their hosts this afternoon. And, they had more of the inside 50s, but Port District up forward, that efficiency has well and truly kept them in the contest. Earlier today in the C's, it was Port District, Broadview over Port District by 17, and it was Sacred Heart over Goodwood Saints in the qualifying by 3 in the C's. We'll give you those matchups because Tommy Javoris is just about ready to go.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Really interesting huddles. They're fairly vocal in the Port huddle. They bought the pressure, Tea Tree Gully. We have to respond to the pressure, they were saying in the Port huddle. You've got to expect it to come. It's a final. In the Tea Tree Gully huddle, they're going to try and protect the corridor. They don't want Port starting to link up that handball, that dangerous handball, and get the run going. So pretty calm enough in both huddles, but there's certainly an air of excitement and plenty of volume. Thanks, boys.
Thanks for that, TJ. The Bees can tell you here it was Glenunga winning their first final in some time in the B grade, beating Port District by 5 points, 8-12-60, 8-7-55. Prince Alfred Sacred Heart in the Bees. Prince Alfred were leading, but that's an in-progress score. The winner of that will get Goodwood Saints. The loser will play Glenunga next week. Got some Div 2 scores. Can tell you in the elimination final, this is at Campbelltown. It is Ross Trevor 2-4-16, trailing Athelston 4-4-28. So the Raggies, 12 points the margin. And at Payneham Oval, between qualifying final in Div 2 between Payneham and Foss, quarter time, Payneham 3-1-19, trailing Foss 6-2-38. Second quarter. Back underway here. Penny, the grab, the kick. Not a lot more height than distance. I reckon that was 2 Port players that spoiled each other. Gave a chance for Canstill to kick it into the tennis club pocket, or at least the Northern Tennis Club pocket. Battling by the construction works. They're doing beautifully. I think it might have been Personas. I'll stand corrected if it wasn't the case. Kick to the top of the square, though. Reasonably easy. District's mark. And they will relieve some pressure. TJ, welcome back.
Yeah, and that was one of their talking points in the huddle. No more uncontested marks inside the 50. So not acceptable as they take one just outside the 50. So that's okay. Might be Zach McKay. The other thing you asked me, boy, Ty Jaffa. Ty Jaffa's got both boots off. He's on the bench. To me, looks like he might be done for the day. So he's not on the actual bench. Good, strong mark there, is it?
All
right. Yep. So
Teacher Gully be having a shot here. So Jaffa may be done for the day. That's where we talked about that extra man on the bench. Absolutely crucial.
Oh, look, I love that rule that you go one up for the finals. Bigger games, more at stake. As Tyler Martin's taking the kick, or taking the mark, will take the kick. Also means you have less of those, one player. You're always going to have one player who doesn't quite make it, but a little bit less of an issue when you've already expanded the squad by one.
Tyler Martin will line up for his second. And Teacher Gully's fourth. He'd expect him to kick it. He's only 30 metres out, directly in front. Ball's travelling nicely today, and the goal umpire just does one little step, and he's going to give us 2 fingers and say, all clear, 6 points. Your second, Tyler Martin. Teacher Gully's fourth. And Teacher Gully, at the moment, look the goods.
Yeah, got the centre clearance through Penny. Pressure, that's their third goal from turnover for Port Districts, who just trying to exit the ball with short pass straight to the Teacher Gully player. And a nice little kick inside 50. Could argue it was a bit of a soft one, but I think it was a decent arm chop. The Port District's defender didn't remonstrate a lot. Good start for Teacher Gully. Like I said, they're well on top in this game. That's 17 inside 50s to 8 for the match thus far.
The 2 big number 18s, Sizer and Penny will do battle. Now watch for Penny to run straight across the halfway mark of the line and take his leap away from him. Doesn't do it, but takes possession of the ball really well. Takes the clearance. Love when they do that to you. Quick hands, overlap here from Teacher Gully. Nice forward entry over the head of Martin, but he will lead in the race to the ball and he'll just see it out, will he? No, he keeps it in, keeps the ball live, but now it's escorted out by the Teacher Gully player.
Smart to touch it and get the stoppage. Yep. Don't let them clear the ball. Now you can put them under more pressure.
No team has kicked 2 goals in succession. As yet is a chance for the Gullies.
Good stat, Phil.
Only lasts so long.
I liked it.
As Martin playing in the ruck, giving the 2 boys a bit of a rest. Yeah, Cooper Gaffney with the kick around the body, but straight to an opponent. Is that an uncontested mark in
that is,
attacking
and
50?
You wouldn't expect Cooper Gaffney to mung a kick that badly and for it to go 15 metres.
Zach McKay?
That was the perceived pressure of the stoppage numbers.
So, yep, Zach McKay it is. So this to break the run. I'll tell you about another run in a second.
He's lost his little ponytail. It was a lot easier to tell when he had his ponytail, his little man bun thing.
Everybody has a haircut for finals.
Oh, now I'll come back to that in a sec. I'm not sure, and it's going to be touch. Did you see he was able to get a lot closer to the man on the mark because Smush was doing his backward thing. He actually ran next to him.
That's a good point, Tommy. Yeah.
I haven't seen it backfire on him yet. That's the closest I've seen because Zach McKay didn't have the distance then.
When is someone just going to dummy and run around?
Well, I thought he was going to. I thought it was coming. So, and that man Smush does take the kick in. So I don't want to be critical, but I don't. Probably.
But you're going to be.
but brace yourself because here it comes. Thanks, Phil. Yeah, I don't like it, so we'll just leave it at that.
That's okay.
Gaffney.
That's why you pay the big bucks to give your opinions.
Quick hands to Gould. Gould. Some nice left footers in this team, haven't they? But the leading, the kick along the ground is actually going further than the original kick. Luke Brown gets the hands out, just spilling what he might have taken there was Joshua Spence. He had his time again. Probably like that one back, and it allows Port District to get that handball game going. Didn't quite hit the target, though, and it's going to be a stoppage on the centre wing right in front of, not the Port Legends, Phil, the Largs Legends.
Now, is that a mural they've got out there? The black, and red and blue.
Indigenous mural, I think.
Could be. And he again, got to keep a stat how many times he's done that. I think it's the 3rd time this quarter. Cooper Gaffney again, he's got it, he's kicked it up. No rain to be got today. Bouncing football has claimed a few victims today.
They'll be disappointed.
Alex McKay lays the tackle.
Sizer, won't they? They have. We spoke pretty much about Sizer's job is to stop Penny grabbing it out of the ruck, and Penny is starting to do that nearly every time. Let's see what happens here. Better contest on that occasion.
Gaffney just manages to avoid the tackle. Clever. Probably going at under 50%, which is a rarity, but that one there finds a target. No, it does spill. Again, that intense pressure. Good smother. Pressure, both teams, and that's basically how you could summarise this contest.
They're into time on at Park 9. Prince Alfred 4-2-26. Sacred Heart 1 behind. 25-point lead to the Red Men. Asserting some dominance early.
I just feel like they were treading water a little bit, and today they've turned the outboard engine on. Wow, and they're off.
Like an air conditioner. You have your medium level, then you go full input on the 40-degree days.
Oh, what a metaphor. Like it, Phil. Quick snap around the corner. Might get there. If it has, it's a very good kick, but is it near side?
Yes.
Yep. Jason Collard, he does
He's
not
been
miss a
busy,
beat.
that goal umpire today, hasn't he?
It might be the scoring end, perhaps. Who knows? And a good mark there by Tape. He measures his kick. tape measured it to Mackay.
So you need the second run just to wake us up.
Robinson now, who'll swing on the right. Quick ball into the 50, though. Players held without it, but taken high maybe, and the umpire says no. Both of those players tried to make the umpire aware, though, and sometimes that can work against you.
Yeah.
Good umpiring there, I thought.
Yeah,
If you have time enough to make us aware, maybe
yeah,
you shouldn't have gotten in that situation in the first
I think
place. Might be
Personals
the
gave
logic.
the umpire a wink as well there, so that's good banter, good fun play.
your eyes are good. You can see winks.
You must have your
Watch the
binoculars,
replay.
Tommy.
Yeah.
As it's Verrill onto Luke Brown. Luke Brown is going to go bang from long distance to break the run. It's back-to-back goals. Luke Brown delivers from the 50-metre arc, and all of a sudden, Teacher Gully have a 13-point lead. The Sportal scoreboard 5-3-33. Port District's 3-2-20.
I just don't know how you can allow
Yeah,
a player who's
exactly.
played nearly 200 AFL games to be on the park on his own at the moment. Like I said, we don't like to be critical,
No.
do we? But if I'm in the coach's box, someone's just got to stand near Luke Brown. He had time and space to run to 50 and slot the goal there. So he's a problem for Port Districts right now that they need to solve.
He's the best man on the ground. The pressure's been intense all around except then. 70 metres out, waltzing in. There was two Port defenders, and if they watch the replay, they'll see they probably weren't desperate enough. They didn't do absolutely everything they could in that situation.
What we spoke about pre-match, though, is not going into the congestion, Luke Brown, playing it real smart.
Sizer jumps over Penny that time, but Penny again gets that little right foot checky clearance. Just so effective, but Port read it well. Gaffney. His kicking boots just aren't on today. He's not. Well, that's a long high kick, though. I'll give him a bit of credit there. Carpenter runs past the contest. Bit early there, but well worked by Mitsuharis of the Nick variety. Glad there's only one of them out there. Again, Sizer gets the tap that time. Sam Gray, watch him dance. Quick hands. Back into traffic, though. Sizer gets it. Gives it back to Hawkins. Haven't called his name too many times. Time for Carpenter to move on the left. Lace out, is it? It is. To the hef.
That's an amazing kick by Carpenter in congestion. Heffernan did not break stride. And that's a fantastic old school full forward Duke from the hef. And this is their efficiency again, only their second inside 50 for the quarter, but they look dangerous when they go in, Port Districts, don't they? Whereas Teacher Gully need volume entries to kick a score. Back him here, Tommy, from this angle.
Yeah, well,
he's the guy that's got to kick 3 or 4 today.
I said change rooms. This is a guy that's played here for a decade or more. He would have had a few shots from here. So I'd expect him to kick it. Umpire Collard in pouncing position like a cat. But more importantly, Trent Heffernan from 40 runs out to the right a little bit, but no worries at all. Straight over Colley's head. And that is all clear. That's his second, and he looks like the most dangerous forward for Port District today.
So that's just class coming to the fore, isn't it? There's so much congestion and pressure, but Carpenter has a bit of time and space and lasers a pass to a leading Heffernan who comes out under immense pressure but dukes it and then dobs it from the 45-degree angle from 45 metres. That's just class. That's not coaching. But that's what you need. That's what these guys need to step up today in finals. Great response there by Port Districts. Much needed as Teacher Gully getting well on top.
Carpenter, Gray and Hawkins are the on-ballers of Port District. Sizer in there as well.
So Sizer needs to get attacking here with Penny having his first breather, I think. I can't remember him not going to the stoppage. Let's see what happens.
It's about this time in the second as well. He had a quick break.
Friday, who was the 22nd player added, an unchanged side for Teacher Gully from the team that lost last week to Port District. Picked up by McKay, Zach McKay from 50. Rose battling, but can't win the battle and put... What do you do when a ruckman needs a rest? Make him a target up forward.
Old school football, isn't it?
Yeah,
Phil?
well,
Rather
it's
than come
80s
off.
footy and I love it.
Yeah, and
have
that's
a look
smart.
at the feedback he's getting from the Lags, some of those Lags
I
boys
can
as
remember
well.
back in the day you put Romano Negri up forward and watch him
Romy.
wreak havoc.
He'll be a little bit. He does have a little bit of an awkward ball drop at times. The big fella. He's 6'8", but 4 centre bounce clearances to zilch this quarter. This is what sets up the one-on-one at the top of the arc.
20 metres out on an angle though, and he kicks all clear. He's first. Teacher Gully 6, and they take a very handy 13-point lead. And yes, as I said earlier on, mate, Port District probably need to turn this around quickly because at the moment, Gullies look like they've got a lot of opportunities and avenues to go.
Yeah, they're running out of the centre bounce. That's 4-0, like we said at the centre bounce. Yeah, disappointing because Port District's got the talent on the ground there. Sizer won the tap, but the tap's not what is important. What happens on the ground is important. They just need to get a little bit closer to their opponents, a little bit hungrier at the centre bounce at the moment, Port Districts.
Well, Luke Brown is in the middle. He's got Harry Hawkins as the opponent. Just sitting some meterage back from Friday. Goes up and Ruck and Righto collects it on the rebound.
Out of the centre.
It kicks it inside 50. 2-on-1 contest district. Zach McKay was important the last time. He's at ground level this time. Bottom of a building pack. It will be umpire's ball. And not good. Zach must pick up and hand it back easily, doing the right thing by the umpiring crew.
Again, Luke Brown on his own right in front of us, boys. I'm putting someone near him if I'm Port Districts.
So where's the loose Port player? It's got to be
got the extra at the
somewhere.
ball, and Luke Brown's counting on them kicking it into his area, and away he goes.
Sam McKay and Friday have done battle there. We call them the second rucks. Well, you would.
Yes.
And is it a free kick
He's
to
won a free.
Friday? He's done all right, hasn't he, since he's been in there? 3 or 4 good touches. Left footer, ugly kick, but if you're in front, it's Port Fortis. That's... I never minded those kicks as a forward because they drop into me fat guts and take many a mark. And in the right spot was Cody Tape.
When you've got a small forward line, you don't mind a chaos ball, though. The high, long 50-metre ball at the top of the square is easy to defend. That's hard to defend, so he didn't mean it, but it's actually a smart play.
Did it mean an officer?
35 metres out. Looks like a good kick. You can find him in the medical kit. You can find him in a tape recorder. But right now you find him at Largs North kicking a goal for Tea Tree Gully. It's Cody Tape with his first and the Gully's 7th.
So Port Districts have a problem at the centre bounce. They need to fix. That's 5-zip. That's 4 goals to 1 this quarter. So now they're getting efficient. Tea Tree Gully, 7 entries, 4 goals this quarter. And looking like a great football team. And again, centre bounce, Luke Brown on his own. And the backup ruck doing really well, Tommy. He's had a little influence in his 5 minutes, which is huge because they don't want to rest Penny too long, do they?
You don't, but if he's going to have a different set forward, why not? Especially if
Leave him
Friday
go.
can give Penny a decent break. Quarter time at Park 9. Sacred Heart did kick the last two goals of the quarter. It is Prince Alfred by 13 points, 4-2, 26-2, 1-13. Port District's chance to go forward.
Yeah, so it was send the man in the middle, Trent Heffernan. He wins a clearance straight away off some beautiful ruck work by McKay, and that gets it down that end. They just take a little bit of ground control, and I'll tell you what, Adam, you're a Div 1 expert, just like myself. I'm sniffing a bit of an upset.
Long way to go, but Tea Tree Gully are well on top at the moment.
Yep, they are. And I think, I can't remember which one of you said it to me, or to our listeners, efficiency is important. And Tea Tree Gully have got it at the moment. Goal kicking efficiency I speak of. And they just repost a winner at the moment, winning a lot of the one-on-ones.
And that's Luke Brown again, not going to the stoppage, going to the next kick.
Looks for and finds Shilemaker. Shilemaker's centimetre perfect, if you will, finds Zach McKay.
He's been busy last 10 minutes.
Zach McKay having a good day. May just eat some hay.
I may.
Happy Gilmore once said, yeah, you may. And they find a free kick. Everything's just going Tea Tree Gully's way at the moment.
Good play by Penny as well to come up from the goal square and give an outlet kick.
Yes. Long kick. Nice looking kick, actually. And big, strong mark. That's a contested mark. They're worth their weight in cocky poo. And that's Tyler Martin, who we saw down back earlier this year get best on ground against Old Iggy's.
Good mark for his size, Tyler Martin, isn't he? He's not a huge guy, but he can take a contested mark. There was a big pack there and a high ball. Does he have a 52-metre leg in him?
Yes, he does. He's kicked 2 and he would line up for his 3rd.
Confident, isn't he, Tommy? He can kick the distance.
Well, the ball's travelling well. Like when you're getting an uncontested kick. It's a nice day to kick a foot. He's going to kick from right on 50. I think he might have hooked it a little bit. Has he? He might squeeze in. It might even just hit the woodwork, which ironically isn't made out of wood.
No.
And shades of the Ben Keys kick.
Doing, not donk these days.
And I think that kick out is not touched. It doesn't matter if it's touched or not because it's a free kick for last possession. And they fly. The big man, Port District player, went straight past the ball. Personos is dangerous. Doesn't take possession though. Lost his height there, shortening as we call it.
Well, he almost like he couldn't quite get his footing right.
Yeah. Like he was running at the bench.
That's the benefit of the doubt I'll give anyway. Big ball up, 20 metres out. The Gullies are making their move. They lead by 20 points, the largest lead of the game so far.
I love how the umpire comes in and balls it. Now, don't make a liar of me. He comes in, bang, ball goes straight up. Very, very good. Good for the game.
All they really have to do is signal which way they're exiting, and then throw it up. As it
you mean the same way they've been going in the last 15,000 times?
Well, do it each time in case it's a new set of players who don't know. Luke Brown, a couple of handy little tap-ons there. Won't be a stat to Josh Spence. His kick, though, has been intercepted by Ken Carpeny.
What districts need to pull a player out of that stoppage and man up Luke Brown. They were lucky that Brown got a bad bounce there. He would have put the ball back inside 50 again.
Carpenter's kick towards the legend off some feet. Not the prettiest footy for districts at the moment. Carpenter says, I got a whack as he takes it over.
Yeah.
Not rewarded throwing in front of the legend, but I'm seeing a bit of red out there as well, boys.
Yes, Teacher Gully, great supporter base, as we said, huge junior program and plenty of teams. So, Carpenter goes through the stoppage with class, release handball, frontal handball as well, allows for Batman to get on the end of it, and that's a great, strong contested mark at the other end. We're seeing some really good football. And he might have got one in the old south of the equator there, just down in Mexico, where no man likes to go, but he is okay.
So that's the flip side of the equation. Brown's not at the stoppage. Port Districts have the outnumber. We're able to handball chain and easily go inside 50. So that's the game of cat and mouse that's going on at the moment.
Inside the boundary line where Jamie Elliott is. He's going to kick from about 45, I would have thought, though. And again, he's in this team to kick goals, so let's see what he can do. He puts it up, gives it a ride, and it looks pretty good to me. It's an absolute beauty. They needed that. That's his second. He's starting to have an impact, Batty. Doesn't get a lot of touches, but kicks goals. And Port District's fifth, and they trim the margin back to 14 points.
So to give you an indication, Port District's kicked 5 goals. 4 of them have come from stoppage source. So, like I said, they're rolling the dice. Luke Brown, who's their best player, not going to those stoppages, hoping that his teammates will put enough pressure on to provide a hat kick and he can rebound the ball. On that occasion, no pressure at the stoppage. Handball chain, Heffernan and Carpenter involved, who are class players. And Batty, that's a great shot for goal for him. He normally doesn't have a 45-metre leg in him, but he cleared the line very easily and looking dangerous at the moment.
Sportal scoreboard has the visitors up by 14 points, back in the middle. Penny back in the middle. That was the Sean Makers, who haven't mentioned a lot of, but he was involved in that clearance on this occasion. Good hand pass. They're running it well. Personos loves these attempts and just didn't swing back in time. That's a couple of close misses around that left goal post. Last one hit, that one just missed. And it goes to another behind. Teacher Gully 7-5. I'm trusting the boys there on the scoreboard are moving it quickly. 47. And Port District 5-2-32. That is a 15-point margin.
I've lost the ball, Phil. Oh, it's in the back pocket there.
Yeah, the state of the players for a moment.
Yeah. They go long down the line, just bobbles out of the hands of the Port player. It might have been McKay, but they'll get it here and they'll get it forward for us. But again, it's just a high up and under kick and hope. Teacher Gully with the numbers. But a good contest there. Gav Shepherd playing in front gets the free. He gives the old, what about me? Well, it's your free, Gav. So go back and get it. Get it in there. But Teacher Gully have a push back. Oh, they go to Batman. And he had position there. Gray having a rest down there will be dangerous. And the Teacher Gully player in, Jack Asprey, just escorts it over the line.
It's underway in the second quarter at Park 9. Prince Alfred an early goal. Have a 5-2-32 to 2-1-19. 2-1-13. 20-point lead. I'll get it right eventually. That's what happens when you watch 2 footy games at once. As Shepherd wheels around with the snap.
He's going to mark his own ball.
It just went nowhere. I'm waiting for it to land near the goal line. I think it was about 15 metres away. Teacher Gully managed to pick it up and clear into some open space, but Cooper Gaffney is waiting for it. He doesn't waste any time. Tries a precision kick. Hit the target. Rebounded to a teammate. Now it's the shot on goal. This is going to be right on the line and touched. Another behind the Districts. Just their third this afternoon. 5-3-33. Teacher Gully 7-5-47. Sportal scoreboard has a 14-point margin in favour of the Wolves of Teacher Gully.
I think Teacher Gully's foot skills are probably a little bit superior to Port's at this stage. Not in general, I'm just saying at this stage today. Is that a fair comment?
Yeah, it's a fair comment. Like I said, but they're allowing some of their class players to have some space. So that's what will happen.
3-on-1 there, and the 3 win. Sam Gray, handball, left-handed handball. Finds Carter, but he's tackled quickly, and the ball will bobble up, and it'll gets it back, and he's smothered again. Excellent. Good crowd down there as well. Good atmosphere here at Largs Reserve.
So, guys, as you get to 20, 21 minutes, this is where Teacher Gully is. It happened in the first quarter. They dominated the first 20, and then they don't want to allow Port to kick the next goal or two. They want to take this buffer in. So, they've just got to tighten up, be strong around the stoppage, put plenty of pressure on.
Zach Rose behind the players set up and might get it. No, he can't quite get to the contest. Good tackle. Round and round and round and round and round.
How was that not?
I've had shorter rides at the Royal Show than that. And it's a free kick against Jake Robinson.
What's a 720? That was 1,080, I think that was.
No, you're not wrong.
Finds Gaffney. He should look for me, doesn't he? He's going to go long to the pocket. Right down in that pocket there. Bobbles around. A good mark, Sam McKay. Now, this is a very tough shot. My theory is this is the hard pocket to kick from, based on that. But again, right next to their change rooms, this is where you come out and have a ping from, isn't it?
Yeah, you practice as you're walking in. Come on, boys, I'll slot this.
Watch me kick this one.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll be saying, okay, Sam, kick it now.
First beer on whoever misses from here, boys. But they've just, last couple of minutes, you can just see the wheel turning a little bit. Port District's getting the inside 50s.
And my theory proves correct as he kicks it out on the full. I don't know what it is.
There's actually been 3 out of bounds on the full in that pocket this game at least.
Phil, I don't tell lies, mate.
You never said you did, TJ.
I've never kicked a goal
You
from
have
that pocket.
been a revelation this season.
I'll tell you what that pocket isn't, Phil. It is not the Tommy Jabal pocket.
Do you have one here? Oh, no,
Yeah,
let's go back to the game because Batty has
Keeping in it.
descended like the Dark Knight.
Oh, the Batman. Yes, very good, Phil. Yeah, I like it.
Moving around pretty well, though, Batty, isn't he? Had to be on his game to go the intercept there. But Teacher Gully, they've been exiting with the long ball, decided to go short on that occasion, paying the penalty for chipping the ball back to the top of the arc. You're going to go short, go wide.
Interesting calisthenics on the mark for the Teacher Gully player. But Batman gets the job done for his third. Gotham City might be 14 miles from the Batcave, but Batman is here today and here to stay. He's kicked their third, and at the moment, he's kicking Port District in it. We're back to a 8-point ball game, boys.
The game's going to be won on lost here, boys, in the next few minutes, I feel. If Teacher Gully can take that 2 or 3 goal lead, it'll be huge. But if Port Districts can just keep going with their last 5 minutes, Teacher Gully, a couple of nervous errors down back, a little bit of drop in pressure around the ball, I think Teacher Gully can win the game now if they can win the next 5 minutes. Let's see what happens.
Well, everyone's sort of wiping the brow as well. A warmer than normal day through the course of the season. They've played almost a full half of intense finals footy. Who's just going to have that little bit of extra fitness and run going into the halftime break and a chance to regroup? Another Teacher Gully centre clearance. How many is that?
That's 7-1 this quarter.
Wow,
in favour of
Gaffney with
Teacher
another
Gully.
defensive rebound though. Finds Nuskahus, who wheels around. It's a nothing kick, isn't it? Gives a chance for Penny to put a golden fist into it, and for Gray to come and lay a tackle onto his Gully's opponent.
It was a really interesting centre
And
clearance.
we're back to the tea saucer.
It was interesting. Kurt Sizer got up really high, tapped it down to Blake Penny, who won the clearance. And Zach Rose, not seen that too many times. Penny can do anything. Maybe he'll be our roll the dice player of the year. Who knows? I know, so I'll shut up. Dean Hoff.
You better.
It's great award. Gaffney, they want it in his hands. He's due for a laser. There it is. That's the kick that I love. That's the one I know. Niskus it might be, is it? No, it's Sam Gray. You can tell by the kicking style. Down in possibly Carpenny. They win it. Heffernan. They're the names you want to say if you're a Port District man. A quick inside kick. McKay just waits for it, but works it out. Oh, Batman, he's everywhere. He's everywhere. That's his fourth. And that's a big turning point. 2 times he's been able to force a turnover, create an interception, and the Batman is the recipient once again.
Yeah, dare I say, Alex McKay made the error there. He had a bit of time and space, could have taken the ball and dodged the tackle.
Yep, the replay.
And right there,
Yep.
just went for the quick handball and his teammate had gone. But James Batty's on fire, 4 goals and a half. Like I said, look at the efficiency of Port Districts. They've only had 16 inside 50s for the match, and Batty's kicked 4. So these are the match winners that we're talking about in finals. James Batty is that thus far, 4 goals, small forward, and he's not doing it with just easy lead-out marks. He's doing it with pressure.
What was a 20-point lead is now 2. Sportal scoreboard 7-5 to 7-3 in favour of Teacher Gully. It could be that Port District could lead at the main break.
Oh!
Luke Brown ran into a one-man brick wall, checking he's still got his nose
Yeah.
attached. Taken a little high, but I reckon that might have knocked the stuffing out of...
Didn't see him coming, did he? That's lucky you got that AFL.
And that was Hunter Carter laying the pain train on that one.
Pain train. It's good for
He just runs out the back here all the way out to Outer Harbour.
Yeah.
Gullies, though, they have it. They have an inside 50. Inside
There it is
50,
again.
and they got a mark.
McKay.
Alex.
This is why McKay's a good player, isn't it? I reckon he knew he made a bit of an error on the last line there, but you know what he does? He doesn't worry about it. He just goes and does something about it, which is what great experienced players do. This is a huge shot for goal, Tommy, for Teacher Gully. They played so well
Like I said, 28 entries inside 50. They deserve a lead at half time.
Probably not his strength, so watch
No.
him put this one through post high. He's a two-time medalist, so he can play. Don't worry about that. Going to line up for about 35. Umpire does a bit of work. There you go. It's not his... Yeah, thank you very much. 1 minor score. Occasionally I get one right. And,
Well, it was post high.
It was post high, yeah. It was post high, but...
Didn't say it had to be accurate. It's
yeah.
just post high.
3 points of difference here. They go long to that outer wing. Yeah. Big kick. Umpire finds a free. It'll go the way of Sam McKay.
Scoreboard attendants in unison clapping that one.
Yeah, very unbiased.
As I get the
Someone's down in the middle.
Someone's, yeah.
I'll keep an eye on that. You keep an eye on the footy.
I reckon he might be winded.
Yeah. No comment.
I don't reckon he winded himself.
There's a sniper at the ground. That's all I'll say.
Josh Spence, Heffernan or Verrill. It's got a 5 on it.
Okay, I'll follow the play. Port District here. They've got a forward 4-8. Takes his full 15 from 55. It's a long bomb kick. Is it? It is.
That's Sam Gray.
Sam Gray lifts. And I'll tell you what, it was 20 points the margin not that long ago. 4 quick runs to Port District, and they take a 3-point lead.
Huge turnaround there. McKay had the shot for goal and missed. Sam Gray had a great first quarter. He's been a little bit quieter, resting in the forward 50 this quarter, but 55 metres on the run. And Teacher Gully were a man down. There was a nasty seagull that did come through in the middle of the ground there, leaving a Port District player free in the middle of the ground. Sam Gray made him pay, though. And like I said to you guys 5 minutes ago, it was going to be a crucial 5 minutes, and it's proven that Port have kicked 3 goals in that time.
Tightened up at Park 9 as well, where they're 6 minutes in, and Shock have kicked 4 of the last 5 goals. It's 32-25. That makes it a 7-point margin. They're about 15 minutes behind us. Wouldn't want to have been on the receiving end of that one as Gray to Carpenter. Here come Port District. They're ahead by 3. They've kicked 5 of the last 6 goals, I reckon, in this contest, and they're inside 50. Brown, again unmarked, picks up an uncontested ball. Goes with distance towards the broadcast side. Theonoff battling with his T-Trick Alley opponent. Zach McKay, the good pickup. On to Robinson. Robinson now gets the run of Brodie Latham. Latham's got a Gully inside. Hand pass missed the target, but there's a backup. Ends up with Schoenmakers. Again, the high kick. Gully's just got that forward shoot through weight of numbers, showing good run this late in the half. Picked up by the Bandry. I reckon that might be Spittle. Tell me if it's not. He's missed to the right. And another big build-up, just the behind.
Yeah, we talked about it. Port District are going about 60% scoring efficiency for their inside 50s. They've scored 11 times of about, 17 entries. It's really high, whereas Gully's not quite as effective when they go forward. And that is half-time. 2-point ball game, Phil Head.
All righty. It is 8-3-51, 7-7, 49. T-Trick Gully by 1 point at quarter time. Port District by 3 points in that quarter. Port District kicked 3 goals, 2. T-Trick Gully kicked 4 goals, 5. You're with Adam Jeffries, Phil Herden, and the Filming Footy crew will be back with some analysis, scores around, plenty of big games around the league. Thanks to Filming Footy, you're watching the Adelaide Footy League.
9 News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner. A stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner. A stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner. A stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner. A stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Welcome back to the Filming Footy Mobile Media Centre. We're at Largs Reserve Elimination Final. What a game we have had so far. And what a game we're having in the qualifying final at Park 9. Continue, 25-minute mark just ticked over. And Prince Alfred have retaken the lead. They kicked the first 4 goals, shot kicked 6 of the next 7 to take the lead by 3. But Princes have just got one back. 25 minutes gone, 6-4-40, 6-1-37. The loser, of course, will play the winner of this one. And who knows what's going to happen here. Port District A351, Teacher Gully 7-7-49. I'll give you the goal scorers in just a moment, but first, Adam Jeffries, the teams are back out. What's some of the stats and summary that you've come up with?
Yeah, to be honest with you, if I'm a Teacher Gully supporter, I'm maybe a little bit concerned. They've dominated that half of football, 29 inside 50s to 18, had the game on their terms, but they're 2 points down.
Yeah.
So Port District's coaches, players go in, reassess. We haven't played well and we're 2 points up. So I'm concerned. For me, Port Districts have to man up Luke Brown. They just have to. If they man him up, they win the game. It's a pretty simple equation for mine. And the guy that's the difference between the teams is Batty. You know, that small forward that can separate a game. 4 goals, elite first half from James Batty. What do you think, Tommy?
Look, better players. I'll go over them for the first half. Luke Brown's best man on the ground, to play to your point. Penny's probably dominating the ruck. Tyler Martin, I think, has been fantastic for Teacher Gully, and Zach McKay. For Port District, Sam Gray has certainly done some good things. Cooper Gaffney, not as efficient as normal, but still getting probably 20 touches. Trent Heffernan's been fantastic. Batty, the difference. Like some of the stuff Sam McKay's done as a second ruck, and Kenny Carpenter's shown a bit of class.
He's had 2 or 3 nice moments, Carpenter, hasn't he? He had big disposals, but when he gets it with a bit of space, he lasers the left foot inside 50.
And probably the catalyst to some of that. I mean, they were down by 20 points. 20 points is a decent old margin.
We called it, didn't we, at about the 20-minute mark, that it was going to be a big 6 or 7 minutes.
Well, g'day footy fans and welcome to Largs Reserve for the Elimination Final.
Teacher Gully, they'll go back to that moment, but they've got plenty of time to atone. They played good football. Watch for the game to tighten up a little bit. I don't see a 16 goal to 15 final score. I know everyone would like to see it. I see it tightening up a little bit, the desperation going up. I think if a team can get to 12, 13 goals, they'll win this game.
Half time at Park 9, qualifying final. Prince Alfred 6-4-40, Sacred Heart 6-1-37. Princes by 3 points. The goal scorers. And we're pretty much that tree in the middle on the near side where the Filming Footy logo is right.
Great
now.
graphics here. That's the play of the day almost, isn't it?
Hugo's peacocking all over the place.
The Teacher Gully goals, 2 to Tyler Martin, singles to Luke Brown, Peter Berzanos, Cody Tate, Ryan Spittle and Blake Penny. 7 goals, 6 goal scorers, Port District just the 4. Third quarter about to get underway and you are with Tommy Javor.
Usual suspects for Teacher Gully, Penny, McKay, Shower Makers and Brown will be the ones. There's a big leap by Sizer. He will get the clearance, will he not? Bobbles out of his hand. You see that desperation in the first second. And they're gathering around, it's just bobbling around, and the umpire says, I'll have it. The Port District in the middle, we've got Big Sizer. He's along with, looks like Niskahus, Gray and Heffernan. The big names of both teams locked right in the middle. They'll win the clearance here, Teacher Gully. Good quick chain of hands there. They'll get it down inside 50. Ball bobs down. Good pressure from the Port defender. Good contest all round. They wrap him up. The umpire will ball it up 45 minutes out from the Teacher Gully goal.
No change to the strategy here, Tommy. Luke Brown got the clearance and he's on his own off the back of this clearance. They've still got a 2v1 even though they're trying to man him up.
Yeah, and they're just blocking him from manning him up at the moment. They are protecting him. Oh, big contest there. And that kick there from Joshua Spence was high, wide, handsome, and it somehow stays in play. Miracle on 34th Street. That was good, strong play there from Latham, is it? Goes this way, goes that way. He'll get tackled, will he? Inside out, Checky. Teacher Gully is celebrating like it's Christmas or Festivus or a bar mitzvah, but it is only a minor score.
It would have been a great goal if he had kicked it. He kept going, but the pressure came and he had to get the ball on the boot. Just came this side of the post. Good start again for Teacher Gully.
Well, he was trying for the play of the day, which today gets you a pair of Archie sandals. The best player of the game gets the Archie sandals and the iconic Dartfish beanie. Team player, the Mosley Bar and Kitchen voucher. And we've also got TJ's special award. So a full total of prizes to give out at game's end. And Tommy Javor will be doing all those interviews at that time.
Good play there by Heffernan of the Teacher Gully variety. Took it, play on. All right in front of us. There's plenty happening. And poor old Benny Gould gets a knee from his own mate in the head.
Good umpiring there. You love that, Tommy.
McKay wins the hit out. I haven't said that too many times in my life. Penny with the quick hands, but it'll spill to Gray. Clean hands and below his ankles there, Gray. Gets it, puts it out in space, makes it someone else's problem. First to it, though, it might be Zach McKay. Looping handball, finds Shoalmakers. Shoalmakers with the handball. Through the gullet here. Just controlling the ball here. Cansdell. They go long. Big contest. Pack of 4 flies, and the ball spills out towards the boundary line, and it's seen out by Stoley Pete Personos.
Great class by Sam Gray, that last spilt ball, wasn't it? He protected the drop zone like you would in a marking contest and then just lasered a ball to half forward. He's been really good today, Sam Gray. His energy's up, his body language is up, isn't it? He's cruised a little bit at times this year, but he's up and about today.
He plays on the edge. He certainly gets right into the contest, that's for sure. Good tap. Beautiful play there, running at the coaches that love that, just flying through the contest. Didn't end up in a shot on goal, but great positioning there by, not sure who it was, the young fella there. Got one down there by the Sean Davidson doing the ruck work, the Port captain.
Some quick Div 2 scores. Elimination final, Rocks leading Athelston by 10 points, and qualifying final, Paynham trailing Foss by 13. I think they're both halftime scores.
Fantastic quick snap. They like it. Is that the pistol? It is. He's celebrating like he's got the lotto ticket with all 6 numbers and the supplementary. And it's classic Personos. You can't give him space because he'll find it from the same side of the ground where he kicked his first. He kicked his second. He has kicked 2, or you flipping me off then?
No, he has kicked 2, and he's had the chance to do what James Batty has. He's missed 2 or 3, I reckon, Personos.
Yep.
He's the game breaker that they need, like Batty's done for Port Districts. But great start for Teacher Gully. They've had all the field position and the stoppages to start this quarter. Their confidence is up again for Teacher Gully. They've got to play all the way to the siren, but they're up and about at the moment.
Umpire's giving a Port player a bit of a lecture here, Sam Gray. It's just a robust discussion, I guess you'd say.
Niskus,
sorry. Oh, yeah.
The Teacher Gully have kicked the first goal of each of the 3 quarters played thus far.
And a handy 5-point lead. And they'll get the centre clearance here. McKay to Brown, we've seen that before, but it's all smushed back there, is it? Yeah, he does. He stays down, takes possession, he gets rid of it. No, he doesn't. He's tackled holding the ball. Teacher Gully, quick play there. They go long to the square, danger area, ground level again. It's Latham this time, but the ball bobbles just, I need a bounce on that ball there. He follows up though, yes. Shout a good boy from the Teacher Gully locals here.
He was stiff there, Latham. That was a great front and square, and the ball just took a detour left. He would have run into an open goal. But again, great pressure and field position for Teacher Gully.
You would not want to rely on a true bounce of the ball this afternoon.
It's hard out there. The old whacker pitch with a few cracks in it, I reckon.
Yeah, I went out for a walk at half-time to the middle of the ground, and let's just say I'd be letting them get it. I'd be tackling them. It's very firm underfoot and a fast deck. That's probably why we're seeing the high scoring. Ball in here, 35 metres around from the goal of Teacher Gully. Personos dangerous at ground level, this way, that away. Just to see what's it out. Just takes a little piece of the sign there. Nothing doing. And we'll have another ball in about 40 metres around from the Teacher Gully goal. Good play again. That's that same spot. Hit the spot there on the move running, and we'll have a... now, is that last touch? It is last touch.
Again, Teacher Gully, first touch off those stoppages inside 50. Hasn't cost them on that occasion, Districts.
Yeah, it was Carter giving the handball right in front of us now. I like it when it's right in front of me. And again, at ground level, Gray. Is it? Left foot nose, Niskus. I keep getting him confused. Apologies to the Port fans. Nothing doing, and they read it well there. That was Hawkins to Gould. Benny Gould, they say, kick it, Benny, kick it. And he does. They go long. It's a 3-on-2. The 3 will win. Cute little kick there. We'll find Heffernan of the Ryan variety, not Trent. He goes dangerously across goals, but shake and bake from Luke Brown. He just goes, and they'll be out on the outer side. They should be able to slingshot here. Again, give it back to Brown. Why wouldn't you? Handball, running handball. Maybe he'll give it back to Brown. He does. His third stat has a bounce. Brown round the body now. But it's all Port back there. It should be all Port. Gaffney, that bounce. Oh, that horrible, horrible bounce. Ground level, Phil, I'm out of breath.
Personos picks it up in front of the playground. Again, wants to take on 2 Port District defenders. They're saying, what about holding the ball? Umpire says, no, it's going to be a ball up that playground. Very popular. Look at the kids taking over the
Just don't look at him too long.
Yeah, that's it.
They should be watching the game.
Yeah.
Watch the game, you kids.
Why would you distract potential young footy fans by putting up a playground?
Great call before, Tommy. That ball was ping-ponging around. Again, Luke Brown doing as he pleases at the moment.
Well, you mentioned as a coach, if you were Port District, win the game, you'd mark up Luke Brown. What did Teacher Gully got to do on the flip side, Adam?
Teacher Gully have just got to play to the bell. They've dominated the first 20, 22 minutes of both quarters, and they've let Port in late. So they're up and about here at the moment as we see something happening off the ball with Alex Mackay.
Yeah, Doug Green.
Good umpiring, though. You don't want to give those away in finals unless you're absolutely certain.
You want it to be earned today, don't you?
Yeah, I think the umpiring's been really good. We haven't barely called them, which means they're doing a great job.
It's because we got told not to, but yeah, they have been good.
Something's on a very short road.
Cool. No, they've been great. I'm a truth teller, mate. I can't tell lies. I'm not bright enough to remember them. So, yeah.
Gould has it in the defensive goal square. And again, Personos, he's been in things. He has kicked an important opening goal. And that's been it for the first 7 minutes. Mentioned tightening up, where we've had one goal in the first 8 minutes of this third quarter.
Port Districts have only had the one entry inside 50 this quarter. So Teacher Gully right on top. Need to make them pay while they get these runs and forward 50 stoppages. They're getting first hands on these stoppages. Can Port Districts stop that?
Ball in. Third man up does well. McKay shortening, and the umpire is awake to it and does not find a free there. Just lost his legs, didn't he?
I think that's good umpiring again. I think they're aware that that's what the player's doing. And it's smart play. You're allowed to try it. Get in low, throw the head back. Didn't go for it, as Niskus has got a little bit of a corked thigh, rolled ankle under there.
Yeah. I'd be getting it to McKay right now if I could.
Yes.
I look for, it's the other McKay, I think, flying through to the other McKay. That's Alex. Quick hands, but it was at his shoelaces. And clearing will be Port District through Dougie Gregg. He goes long down the line. Good contest. Second grab, Gav Shepherd. That's what you need from your big men to take those down the line marks. And that should be just to rest a bit of control here. And I think they'll look for a bit of a chip. Won't want to go long down the line.
It's been quiet since first quarter, Shepherd. That was an important relieving mark.
Yeah. And Heffernan does just that. He waited. They allowed the hole. And now a few little lead-ups. Just take some time, some tick leads, get some advice from the Largs Legends. Oh, fortuitous in the end. The idea was probably okay, but execution poor, but they made it work. And now they've got it there into the ground where they need it. And the umpire says, I'll have it 60 metres around from the Port District goal. As you can see on the beautiful scoreboard, it's a bit of a wonky-donkey number situation, but they lead by 5 points.
The ball up. And it's just a little crude.
He'll get one every time. That was there, though.
Alex Mackay spent 2 years, Teacher Gully Jr., spent 2 years at Labrador up on the Gold Coast.
That was when he was on Sexy Island or whatever.
Yeah, Passe was involved with some other activities whilst playing for Labrador.
I think he was on 2 reality TV shows.
Yeah. Well, now he's in the best reality TV show of all. Yep. Finals football.
Stream team style.
That's it. Coming to you, worldwide coverage. Gould, can he run onto it? Yes, he can. Got the hand pass away just before tackled. Here's a chance for Districts. Hawkins swoops on it. Into the pocket. Thumped away towards the boundary line. It'll be a throw in. But nice work by Gould. Quick hands. Got rid of the ball. Set up his teammate. And now it's a rare inside 50 for Port District. Their conversion, their efficiency up forward's been great. Here's their chance for one of the rare times in this third quarter.
Yeah.
Far out.
I nearly pulled the monitor down. Gaffney.
Looking pretty good. Just trying to find a long one. Teacher Gully have got all their defenders back. Coming in from the side. Someone's claiming it.
Sam McKay, maybe?
That's Shepherd.
It's Shepherd, is it?
Yeah, Shepherd has a goal already. Little
purple patch, couple of big grabs, one down the line, now one up forward. Doing what all good forwards do. And he'll line up from about 30, probably would be more than 30 metres out, would he?
They'll be disappointed with that, Teacher Gully. That was just a high ball. They didn't even have to do much body work, Shepherd. Just needed a big spoil. Yeah.
I think that's the second one they've had that's come in from the side.
Yeah, he's going to line up from 38. You can see it right in front of you, and it swings back the right way for him. It's goal for goal again. That's his. So I missed your fingers then. That's his second, and it is 1 point the difference. We get a cracker here at Large Reserve, Bill Hurden.
Yeah, indeed. You can see the kick here. You can see the combi van there with the annex up and the esky out saying, kick it to us, you'll kick a goal. That is exactly what he did.
It's a good shot for goal, Shepherd, when he's 38. He's going to kick most of them. Good start to the third quarter for him.
So we can see there in front of us, you've got Sizer, Gray, Heffernan. Who's the fourth one that's going to float through in there? Unless they're trying something different. Carpenter's running.
Yeah, they are one down.
Kenny, get in here, Kenny. It's not Kenny G, it's Kenny K. And
Had a bit of strapping, I reckon.
yep, and it's still Brown, Showmakers, McKay,
Just-
and Penny.
Just no Carpenter with that tape on the shoulder now. I reckon he had that at the start of the game. Brown, another possession, involved in another clearance. Alex McKay gets it on back to Brown. I'm sure he started that, looking to finish it with a long kick towards the top of the square, the goal line. It's a Tea Tree Gully mark.
That is a fantastic contested mark. Who is that?
He was under some heat, wasn't he? That's
That's Tyler Martin. He's been really good in the air today, hasn't he? That's under heat for sure.
Marked in the goal square.
Sean Davidson's one of the great lockdown defenders of our competition. Couldn't get a spoil on that occasion.
Well, he tried.
He
sure
certainly tried. That was a fantastic mark.
Martin, all clear. That is, again, it's goal for goal. His third. He's proving a real valuable acquisition up forward. We've seen him down defence earlier this year. Tea Tree Gully take back the lead by 5 points. And if Tea Tree Gully are to move forward in this final series, I think could be on the back of some Luke Brown magic.
Tricky matchup, Tyler Martin, isn't he? Because he's not huge, so you can't put a small on him, he'll outmark you. You
Very
put a
good set of
really
hands,
you put a really big tall guy on him, and he'll beat you on the ground. So he's a tricky matchup. Again, dare I say it, Phil and Tommy, Luke Brown on his own around the football there.
Well, it was the work rate, because I'm sure he started that and was
Yeah.
on the end for the last one. And we saw that the play down the wing about earlier
Lots
in
of
the
change,
third
Phil.
quarter.
Yeah.
He doesn't just give up after the first effort, and that is what makes him so hard to keep up with.
More chains than Alcatraz.
Since quarter time, boys, Tea Tree Gully 10 centre clearances to 2. So a real problem area for Port
Look at
District.
this.
Husker Husker snuck on. Zach McKay's thinking I'm all by myself.
And he's
Yeah, now
Exactly.
Josh Spence has got him without knowing he's got him. Yeah, so you can do some interesting things off the interchange bench.
Yeah, and they'll get it again. Quick kick here to the leading player in Robinson. Takes a mark. He'll be getting just some advice out there from all those Largs legends. He'll go long and probably hits through centre half forward position. He does. A little nudge in the back there, but doesn't stop
Martin
a great
again.
mark there. It's Tyler Martin again. Yeah, well, when I gave him best against Old Iggy's, he was playing down back. I reckon he had 26 touches and about 18 marks that day. And he's going to line up from exactly according to where he marked the ground. He's going to line up from 51. And what he's shown is he's a very nice kick of the footy. Sorry to put the curse on him, Tea Tree Gully supporters, but he thinks he can kick it. So do I.
Distance was a worry for him this same range in the second quarter, was it? Great mark. He's becoming a real bit of a thorn in the side, I would say, Tyler Martin at the moment.
Yep, got his routine. He will kick from right on 51, as he does. It's a high kick. Goal umpire hasn't barely moved a muscle. Gone 60. That is his fourth. He is very quickly becoming, I think, the second most important person on the ground. Tyler Martin having a day out with 4 goals. A masterstroke by Justin Mashotta. I've been corrected by Blake Penny's mum in the break. It's not Mascotta, it's Mashotta. So apologies. And they take a very handy 11-point lead.
I think Sean Davidson's the right matchup for Tyler Martin. He's got the similar size. He's not really a tall or a small. That was just a great contested mark again. Davidson's right on his hammer, but he's just proving too good at the moment. He'd be feeling $1 million. Tea Tree Gully need to get the next centre clearance and get it back into him.
Can I tell you what I loved about it? He got a nudge in the back, and rather than go down and play for the free, he still went up for the mark and took the mark. And unfortunately, that's not always the case in our game these days. So well done, Tyler Martin. As Penny wins the tap, first to it. That man, Luke Brown, the man about town. Possession number 30, I'm guessing. We don't have stats in front of us, all of them, and he kicks that one. Not his best.
But you will have those when you give your Division 1 report for Between the Post during the week.
Dartfish analytics, Phil. Nothing gets me excited.
That's the first time that Port Districts
Kept it clean.
First time that Port Districts have pressured Luke Brown and sent it out on the full. So you just got to put someone near him to pressure his kick.
Gaffney with a 45-metre dart that doesn't go much above head height.
And we all thought pre-game Port Districts would be the favourites, that they'd hold Tea Tree Gully to a reasonably low score and grind their way to a win. This is proving anything but at the moment.
Yeah. Forward handball lands in the hands of McKay. He's been good. Penny, quick hands. Oh, that bouncing ball. They're going to be careful here, but it just fights for it, McKay. Kick smothered, though. Gaffney, overlap handball. For Ferns. Ferns hits Hawkins, is it? Oh, good play by Tea Tree Gully player to get a fist in there, and they'll clear.
I'm not sure if that was a Tea Tree Gully player.
But it was a good play then.
Yeah, but it just, I thought he fought his teammate maybe. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's out of bounds.
It was a big play because it looked like Batty was going to come out and take an uncontested mark on the lead.
Yeah. Or it could just be my eyesight.
What do you got for forward 50 entries, please, mate?
That's 8-4 Teacher Gully's way, so they are dominating
overall?
that stat. 37-22.
Yeah, right. And the scoreboard, they've had 6 more scoring shots. We haven't talked about that yet, so they're controlling the game. It's fair to say. It's only 11 points, though, and we've seen them holding the ball.
Well, Adam did mention that they are dominating inside 50 and sort of the scoring shots without having much, well, not leading at half time. They've converted a little bit better. Kicked 3 goals, 1 to 1 goal in this quarter, and they're not done yet because Peter Persinos, who started all this in the third, has the ball. He's looking for Tyler Martin, who's been huge. He's doing in this quarter what Batty did late in the second, kick a couple of consecutive goals. But in the end, that ball is headed. Has that gone over the fence into the housing?
Yeah, no, they've got it. It's between a couple of trees. Really interesting as well, Phil. You could hear the heckle when he kicked it out of bounds from the Port supporters 100 metres away. That's some good heckle.
Yeah. The heckle squad.
That was good. Good banter.
So we've got Heckle, we've got Jekyll. They're both black and white.
Right. They'll go long and high down the line. They need a big grab down the line, and McKay just goes bang. Of course, that's the Port District McKay. 2 McKays on Teacher Gully are vertically challenged. The Sam McKay variety on the Port District side are tall way.
They're back underway. Park 9, no change to the score as yet. It was Port District 2, Prince Alfred, 2 points over Sacred Heart in the qualifying final.
Gaffney's had plenty of the ball, but again, his percentage not as useful as it has been. Looks for Persinos on the lead, and this is what he's in the team to do, right on his distance. But as we've mentioned, it's a real thing. The ball is travelling today.
It's not smush on the mark, is it?
No, it's not smush.
Because if it was smush,
and
he does that thing, I'd back Persinos to run around him.
Interesting to see how he goes. Persinos does kick the ball up the chimney a little bit. He doesn't have that penetrating kick that goes low, but he is capable from here.
From probably just inside 50, Pistol Pete Persinos. I think he's kicked 40 goals for the year.
37.
Does that include today's?
Yes.
Okay, it's long, it's high, it's Pistol Pete Persinos with his 3rd and his 38th for the year. Arguably the best small forward this year in the league. Team of the year will tell, I guess. And it's a really, really handy 3-goal lead now, 17 points. Teacher Gully, and I did say it in the second, it just feels like there might be an upset in the cards out of Jeffries.
The critical time is now, though, isn't it, boys? Like I said, this is what's happened in the first and the second quarter, so Teacher Gully now need to identify that and lock on extra pressure. This is where you've got to dig deep, chase, tackle, harass, get the ball out of bounds, all the little things that stop the opposition. But he deserves that. Persinos, he's been great in this third quarter. He's been the best small forward in the comp for probably 5 or 6 years, Tommy, I reckon. That's a fantastic kicker goal.
Yeah.
4 goals, 1 this quarter. 4 goals, 5 last quarter, 3 goals, 2 the first. It's been a much more high-scoring affair than we thought, but the pressure now is on Port District. I can't say anybody's coming home with a win because there is no wind, or if there is, it's not of consequence.
It's hiding if it's there.
Well, just looking, as I always do when I'm here at the Adelaide Brighton Cement Tall Tower, just slightly fluttering to the end that Port District will come home with, but don't expect it to mean much.
It's 12 stories up, they feel.
Yes. It's got to kick it a long way up to get that jet stream. It's inside forward 50. Nearly a nice tackle by Tyler Martin. Couldn't get the ball. Made sure it stayed inside there. As a shock have hit the front at Park 9, they lead Prince Alfred by 4 points, 5 minutes into the third quarter.
Div 1 experts a real chance to go none from 2 this week. Sure, I'll get plenty of feedback on that. This way, that way, McKay gives the don't argue, gets rid of it. Well, umpire says legally, and we'll have another ball up. It's just a lot of little things going Teacher Gully's way, boys.
Next goal's huge. If they can get this buffer out to 23, it'll be huge. But like we've seen in this first and second quarters, Port have always got the next at this part of the quarter.
We've got Friday in the ruck there at the moment.
On a Saturday, ironically.
Yeah.
His relief minutes have been pretty good, though, haven't they? You normally notice when Penny's not around the footy and the opposition can get a run on, but he's been serviceable.
He's a big boy. Saw him earlier this year against Broadview. He got injured in the first minute, which was pretty disappointing. The boys, they did his shoulder, I reckon. It's good to see him out there. You need a second ruck on a day like today, and he might get a free kick here.
Let's see how his kick at goal is.
Well,
the one thing you don't want to do, so Davidson's the fullback taking the ruck. The one thing the coach wants him to not do is give away a free kick. Don't worry about the tap. Butter up on the ground.
How many, Phil, has he kicked?
4 goals from 14 league games this season.
Oh, he's kicking for his 5th and, dare I say it, the most important kick of his career at this stage, because if this gives them a 23-point lead, Adam Jeffries, so it's a left-footed kick from 30. Umpire does a bit of work, says no Friday. Come back on Sunday, because that one's no good. 18 points, though.
They just hang in there, Port, don't they? That was a huge shot for goal. This is where Teacher Gully, these are these moments where you've got to dig deep, zone up, not let them go coast to coast here.
Yeah, if it was at Pertaringa, you'd be a little bit confident. But at Largs, can't trust the reigning premiers to go away that easily. Heffernan, nice lead-up kick here. He's not stuck with Brown. They've thrown someone else on. So they really haven't put someone on Brown. It's just match up going head-to-head, and we're going to get more goals than you. We go long to the wing. Ball's ground level. Really well read there. This way, that away. That was, might have been Spittle, perhaps.
It was Brown again.
Was Brown, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. I just guess. If I don't know what it is, I'll just say it's Brown. I'm really interested to see his stats tomorrow.
It'll be interesting to see. I dare say he's had a little bit of it.
46 is the record this year, held by Cam Wildman. So, and strong tackle there, 45 metres out. Phil, what's your gut feel telling you at this stage? Have we got an upset on the cards here?
Well, I think we might. Because I love the way that Teacher Gully are bottling this into their forwards, and they really haven't allowed Port much transition, and they're going to win clearances.
Yep.
So stoppages works to their favour.
Well, the ambition and capability is confused there, and that's a costly turnover because Carpenter's got it. He shrugs 3, and they're out now. McKay to Niskahus. Son of Bugsy goes along to one-on-one. Batty hasn't had a chance to really get into it this quarter, has he? He's lurking, though. Shepherd's got it, and the umpire's found one. And at the same time, again, each quarter, they kick one, and they get the momentum back. Could it happen again? Gav Shepherd with a free kick, 35 metres out.
It's only their 5th forward 50 entry for the quarter, boys, so they have been outplayed. This is a huge shot for goal, isn't it? Shepherd is really good from this range. I don't want to put the commentator's curse on him. It is a neat kick from 40. And then the centre bounce will be huge for Teacher Gully.
He'll line up from as close as in front as you'd want to be. He just swings out the right a little bit, pokes at it, but the goal umpire likes it. And Phil, that's his 3rd. Again, he's doing his job down there and brings it back to a 12-point ball game. And we've got everything we wanted out of today. We're going to get probably 30 goals on the board. It's anyone's game. The visiting team up by 12 points. It's a bloody good game of footy.
How are we doing for the buddy bet at the moment? Port District.
I'm winning.
You're winning. They've got to win by Port District. Got to win by more than 18.
He's got Port District 1 to 17. I've got everything else.
Okay, so you bookended Adam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We could have actually had the 3 of us buddy bet each other then, couldn't we?
Yes.
If we'd have thought of 3.
You know what we're planning for? A free event of TJMC for hire or a Farmer's Leap wine.
Oh, okay.
That's going to
Is that how much your MC's worth, TJ?
Yeah.
That's
anything to...
Actually, one comment further. We'll get in trouble.
Moving on.
Of you.
Ball forward. Teacher Gully tracking in. They read it well. Quick kick there. Well done, William Cansdell. He was aware of the time he had, but it's read by Davidson. He'll get the ball going Port District's way. Gets it down to the big fella in Hunter Carter. Hunter Carter, not quite clean enough there. Back to Teacher Gully. Shower makers. Of course, his brother at Port Districts now. Turnover, though. Port Districts, they'll springboard off a halfback, will they? But again, just not clean. Trapped it. And now back. That was ball, apparently, according to the bloke near me. But
I'm not sure. Yeah, I would agree. But that was a dead set drop for mine.
Yeah, he actually egged, didn't he? Got caught in his legs in the nether regions. And Niskolas just goes bang, makes it someone else's problem. And that's not a possession. It'll be a ball in around about, well, it might be 50 metres out from the Port goal on that weird sort of wonky-donkey ankle.
Big play here, boys. This is where Teacher Gully can't allow Port to get the next goal. Numbers around the stoppage, spare behind the ball if they can. There can't be long to go this quarter.
They want to take a buffer into that final quarter. 2 goals, not a bad buffer to have in a final. To do that, they've got to get a clearance, and they've got half a chance here, which they do through Cansdell. Into some space, a chance for Cody Tate, running the famous number 6, has it, stops and props. One-on-one battle in forward line, and Ryan Spittle, leads the race for that. He'll centre the ball up, and it's at Gully's mark to Tyson Breeden.
26.5-minute mark, Phil. This is huge.
Yeah.
Well,
take his time, put it through. Great work, though. He came from half back. He was at that stoppage in the back
this could
pocket.
be for the play of the day. Part of that stoppage ran down because we have got awards at the end of it. We've got a pair of Archie's footwear.
I am going to be busy.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be busy working them out at 3/4 time. Braden from 40.
Yep.
delivers a straight shot. Delivers his first goal today. His second goal for the season. And the former Norwood under-16 reserves player, Teacher Gully Jr., aren't they all? Gives a huge, that is the most important goal of the day so far for mine, Adam Jeffries.
Yeah, agreed. Look, as we've spoken about having to run out the quarter, typically Port Districts have kicked that last goal or two in the second quarter, but that was a huge play because the ball was in Port District's forward line. They won the clearance and some great leg speed and foot skills and a great shot for goal. Well done, Teacher Gully. Deserved the lead. 14 inside 50s to 6 in the quarter.
Back in the middle.
Brown.
There's Brown right through the tee saucer. Goes bang with the ball. Will land 20 metres out. Tyler Martin. How many times have those two combined today? Brown with the inside 50 kick. Martin with the mark. I'm not saying this is game, but it's an 18-point margin. I reckon the biggest has been 23. This would be for a game high 24. At the death knell of the third quarter, they'll take huge momentum into the final stanza if Martin can make it a fifer for the day.
And Michelle.
Beehive, as Dennis Brown would call it back in the day.
Mush with his back to the play. Interesting. And it's close. It's near
No,
side.
I don't think too many on Smush have kicked a goal today.
No, and look at the
I'm not
scoring
saying I'd
shots.
approve it either, but...
Yep, it's 22 scoring shots to 13.
If you were taking the shot for goal, Tommy, would it be off-putting for you to see that?
No. The first
You
time I
might-
ever saw it, it was funny, and then after that, I'd be very grateful that he wasn't watching me. I hated people who are really busy on the mark watching me saying stuff. I like people that switch off, and to me, that's a switch-off move. He's going for
And
comedy.
you also miss out on that bit where you can move forward into the mark.
Yeah.
Because you won't know if you're going backwards where your mark is.
Yeah.
Till you've overstepped it.
I wasn't a good enough footballer not to do the little things right, so I was always very busy on the mark.
And I'm sure as a coach you'd preach fundamentals as well.
Yeah, 100%. And that should be enough now, I think, as we go to 29 minutes 10. And that is fantastic. Well, I'm going to take off straight away. I'll leave it with you. What a game of footy.
And what a quarter by Tea Tree Gully. A quarter where they kicked 5 goals, 3. Port District, they kicked 2 goals straight, and it will be a 19-point lead to the Gullies, 12-10-82. Port District 10-3-63. TJ's off to the huddles. Adam Jeffries is checking off his stats and his thoughts about some strategy. We will take a break and bring you the final quarter of what's been an epic elimination so far. You're watching the Adelaide Footy League, thanks to Filming Footy.
9 News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Welcome back. There's the Tea Tree Gully huddle. They've made the smart decision for mine, Adam Jeffries. Found some shade and they're using it just to give that extra layer of rest to tune up for a big final quarter, and they will take a 19-point lead into it.
Yeah, they've thoroughly dominated this game to be brutally honest. 44 inside 50s to 24. Now, if you said that was going to be the case at three-quarter time, you'd imagine they'd be 6 or 7 goals up. They're only the 3 goals up. Port Districts will come home hard, so this is game on. But I've been super impressed with Teacher Gully. Their pressure on the ball, their strategy and how they've used Luke Brown. I spoke pre-match about not letting your talented players get sucked into the congestion. Him and Coach Machado have done that perfectly today. I am surprised still that Port Districts haven't manned him up. I understand maybe they don't feel like they've got the player or need to. They just need to get their game going. Understand all that, but I'd be surprised if someone doesn't pay him a little bit of attention this last quarter. But Port will come home strong, Phil. They've got the home ground advantage. They've got a massive crowd here, and they're a proud group. They will make a charge, and it's going to be a great last quarter.
So we've got 22 goals kicked. 13 of the 22 have been kicked to the end that Port District are going to, so 13-9. Mainly, to be honest, because Tea Gully kicked 5-2 in that third quarter. So advantage, maybe. We keep feeling that Port District will finish the stronger. They did in the first and second quarters. You'd probably call the third quarter a draw. Fourth quarter, well, one of these teams isn't going to get a chance to play on after this.
Can't make too many mistakes now, though, Port, can they? If Teacher Gully kick 2 or 3 goals in this quarter, it will be too much. So if I'm Teacher Gully, I'm going to keep attacking as well.
One thing I'm not sure that Teacher Gully has had a lot of experience at this year is playing in really close games. I know we had a graphic about their matches, but I think most of their games have been one way or the other. I know Port District have played in a few close ones. Last week against St. Peter's, they lost, was close. They had a game against Brighton here that was pretty close. They had a Goodwood game. I can think of 3 or 4 off the top of my head. So they've probably got a little bit more experience, and of course a team that played finals a bit more as well. Are we going to go to Tommy Javor? Yes, we are. TJ.
Thanks, boys. Wow, it's pretty intense in both huddles. So for Port District, they've got to lift. We've got to get going, grit the teeth. Niskahus and Heffernan have gone to half forward. Gaffney will go in the middle to give him some drive. So look out for that from Port. For Teacher Gully, it starts and ends with the contest. Understand the situation. G'day, kids. Take the sting out of the game, stay calm, take field position, and we'll control this game. We'll bring it home. 2 really excited huddles. It's going to be a great finish. Back to you, boys.
A couple of kids getting a bit of airtime.
Getting an assist.
Tell their mates at school on Monday I was on the TV YouTube stream on the weekend.
Adelaide Footy League stream. Look at me. All right.
Well done by Tommy, though.
Cooper Gaffney in the middle. I mean, he is your weapon. And you're at a situation now where you have to try absolutely everything. And how important is, Teacher Gully start off the quarter the best. How important is it the District get the first goal here?
Yeah, if Districts get the first goal, that'll put a few nerves through the camp. But Port Districts are going to have to play a pretty good quarter of footy, aren't they? They're going to have to kick 5 or 6 goals to not many to get through.
Just hitting time on of the third quarter. Sacred Heart Old Collegians are leading Prince Alfred by 17 points, make that 18 points. Prince has kicked the first 4 goals of the game. Since then, Sacred Heart have kicked 9 of the next 11 and have a 3-point lead heading into time on. But the final quarter's underway here. The final quarter for one of these two teams. Penny, I'm not sure how the stats will mark that as a disposal, because I'm not sure if it was by hand or by foot. He'll get it back. This one, definitely by foot. Teacher go to the first inside 50 of the quarter. Around the body, it is Brody Latham towards the pocket. It's Bills who can get their feet back first. It's a Teacher Gully player. They'll kick it around the body. Finds a target.
Robinson.
Huge first goal opportunity for Teacher Gully.
Not sure if you saw on the snap, his boot went further than the ball. Amazing scenes out in that pocket, but doesn't matter.
Glad that Robinson marked the ball, not the boot.
So I'm giving away 3 pairs of Archie's footwear today. Are these all correct?
Correct.
All right. So you call the player.
I call the player.
There's some prime candidates.
Okay, it's a 19-point lead. Teacher Gully finished the third with a bit of momentum because Port District couldn't establish any. And the goal umpire's gone scarring, and that's landed halfway down Jetty Road. It's a bad miss, and that's 2 misses that Teacher Gully have had late in the third, early in the fourth, that could have put a real buffer in this ball game.
Leaves the door ajar, doesn't
the
it?
window is open.
23 scoring shots to 13.
You know, if Port get one, they'll get two.
Then
Gaffney, he's moved to the middle and he fights for the ball there. At ground level, though. It's dragged in, but they get it out. Oh, this was brilliant by Showmakers. Chain their hands now. Oh, good tackle. Great tackle. Well done. Oh, and just a bit of afters as well. And looked like the Port, according to the Teacher Gully fans, the Port player dropped it. Sometimes the audio does all the talking for you. And that was very good, and they spoiled Zach. It was Luke Brown there coming up to Trent Heffernan. Crucial spoil. And I did mention in my report, Justin Mashotta did talk about field position. They'll want to control that, and Luke Brown keeping it at their end.
Here comes the boundary throw in. Heffernan for District had it, got rid of it pretty well straight away because Sean Makers was there to lay a tackle, and in the end it'll be a stoppage and another ball up. Quiet, or relatively quiet for a brief moment. Everyone chance to get a breath. Penny the tap. Hard footy to get. Trent Heaven just got it and took off. Kicks it towards the forward 50 arc in front of the club rooms here. That will soon be renovated. Teacher Gully, rebound quickly, looking in the Penny direction. He's only got to beat 3.
Yeah, Port just need a bit of voice and a bit of awareness, and they would have been able to win that ball, but wasn't doing. And all signs are for Teacher Gully. 23 scoring shots to 13, so
should be by rights then about a 30-35 point margin.
But they only need one goal to get themselves going here, Port District. This first goal, well, if Teacher Gully get it, I think it's going to be the ball game. Port, then here it is. Latham, he's out. He comes back inboard, gives it to Robinson. He puts it in front of a player. Beautifully done. Well-weighted kick. And I think this might be Tyson Breeden again, is it?
I'll give you confirmation as soon as...
We'll turn the other way.
No, it's Cody Tate.
Well, Tapey.
One goal.
Fantastic composure looking to the fat side there. I thought he was going to go to Martin in the goal square, but he saw the player on his own.
Just got to think about his routine, forget where he is and what he's doing, and just like kicking the ball in the backyard from 30 metres out. Close enough to in front. He hooks it a little bit and they leave the door ajar. Still, it is a 21-point ball game. You'd be happy with the 21-point lead, but it really could be a lot more.
That's 3 gettable ones missed in a row. It's still 18 points in favour of Shock at Park 9. They're about to hit 25-minute mark. Here's Port District charts. This is as far forward pretty much as they've got it for this final quarter. Cooper Gaffney with the kick inside 50. He's going to take the bounce. That's going to be critical. Batty lands in his hands. He's too far out to score. Gets the hand pass. Snap around the body. Is going to bounce all the way.
That is huge. The bounce of that ball. Yep, Gav Shepherd gets his third, is it? It is his third.
It's a big day for a tall forward, isn't it? He had a quiet patch in the second quarter, but tall forward is the hardest position to play in finals football. To kick 4 and get up and down the field, he's a danger at the moment, Shepherd. And the 2 shots for goal, dare we say it, have just left the door ajar. It's still game on here, gentlemen.
15 points. Plenty of time.
Yeah, it's tense, boys, I'm not going to lie. Again, I talked about at the start of the day, it's the same players attending centre bounces. They just go with what they know. It's McKay, Brown, Penny, and they've won this, and Showmakers, and they've won the centre clearances today.
Where's Gaffney gone? It's only Cooper today. Luke Brown had an opponent, lost him.
And he gets another clearance. The half forward here, leading in the race to the ball is the Teacher Gully. They should push it out, and he's kicked that out. It should be a free kick.
Boys, just watch Luke Brown here. He's starting to suffer from cramp. He has not come off the ground today. He went inside. He wasn't at the huddle at 3/4 time, and he is just battling a little bit. When you've done 12 AFL pre-seasons, you know how to dig deep, but just keep an eye on that.
Showmakers, the clearance goes straight down the middle and Clunks finds a man to clunk it, and this...
Is that man again?
Tyler Martin, maybe.
I don't think it is. Or could it be? Yeah, it is. Tyler Martin, number 9.
Those numbers being black would help, wouldn't they?
They would.
He's going to line up from 25 metres out, and, well, this will make it extremely difficult for Port District.
He's kicked 4 goals, 2 that I've got. And I've got every goal. Not sure I got every
he kicks this, Port would need to kick the last 4 and hold Teacher Gully scoreless, and Smush with his back to him. And he does kick it. That is his 5th. A huge day out for Tyler Martin. And for Teacher Gully, to be fair, it's fair to say, they now take a handy lead.
21 points, is it?
Yep. Yep.
It's a real day out, isn't it? 5 goals in a final is a huge performance. And he's missed a couple as well. He could easily have 7. He missed a couple from in front. But his contested marking for his size is so good. He protects the drop zone and takes the ball at its highest point. Really impressive, Tyler Martin up forward. Great. He hasn't played there all year, has he, Tommy? He's played spurts around the ground, but he's played exclusively at the top of the goal square, old school full forward today, and been dangerous.
He's kicked more goals today, 5, than he has the rest of the season, 4.
That's what you need. They needed a player to bob up, and he's been that player.
Very quickly, 3-quarter time, Park 9, Sacred Heart take a 12-point lead into the final quarter.
Wow. McKay gets the handball out. Gaffney collects it though, and he gives it. And again, the pressure, the Teacher Gully pressure is there. It's exactly what Adam Machado asked for at half time. Understand the situation. We're at the contest. The pressure's high, and we get a chance to take the sting out of it. So look for maybe a chip ball here. Maybe just take a couple of minutes off the clock. Right, he's going to go long to the hot spot, right in the middle. Personos the man. They come flying through. They should clear it. They're grey. The no-looksy. And Port District will look to go straight up the gullet here, will they? They just come out wide though. Shepherd, he's got a one-on-one down there. Big Kurt Sizes down there. If he can collect it, he will collect it. And he just chips it, and coming in, taking a good mark is, I think it might be that young fella, is it? That's using all the letters of the alphabet in his name. Mitsuharis. No, it's not. It's Harry Dwyer.
That was great play by Shepherd. Kurt Sizes down there really to take a big defender away. He didn't want to go to him. He waited for the lead to come. Great play by Shepherd.
Well, if ever they needed Harry Dwyer to step up, now is his moment from 40 metres out. About a 45-degree angle. He'll take a good kick. It's a nice looking kick. Goal umpire says Harry Dwyer, it's a great kick. It's his first. He just breathes a bit of life into this as the Lark legends. They're just starting to get a bit toasted over there, warm. They're banging on the fence. They need a lift from their team. It's 15 points the difference. Phil Hurden.
Just as you think Port District have headed off the edge of a cliff, they kick a quick replying goal and keep this game very much in grass. 15 points at this stage is doable. And you're throbbing up for Dwyer.
So they've made a strategic change here. They've taken Sizer out of the ruck and plonked him forward to put Mackay on the ball. Mackay's much more mobile. He's more likely to get disposals around the ground, and he's competed well with Penny thus far. Maybe they could have started the game with Mackay in that role. Let's see what happens from here.
Maybe not. Penny, the grab, the clearance onto Cansdell. There's a nice marking forward to take the grab. The quickest to quick replies is on the cards here.
They've done it. They just keep doing it. They keep replying and stopping the momentum.
That's a centre bounce, though, isn't it?
Double team Penny.
Yeah, but you just can't allow it to happen. You know, like, I know it's easier said than done, but they just have to get a body on and then be on the ground ready to wrap him up.
And almost like bump him rather than tackle, so he can't get that quick kick away. I don't know.
You'd rather give away a free kick
solutions
than that.
Good shot on goal. Has missed the target. That was Mitch Napper, I think, with the shot.
Ethan from the commentary box as well, saying what you should do against Penny. Not sure I could do any better.
I don't want to sound like a broken down alarm clock, but just leave the door open. 16 points.
Yeah.
26 scoring shots to 15, but the door is open.
Well, they're leading by 1 goal 10.
Yeah, or 16 points.
Yeah. And look, and on the flip side, Port District super accurate, 12 goals from 15 shots. How often do you see that? You know, one team that misses some gettable ones, and one team just about kicks everything in their path. Reardon lurking, made a contest of it, picked it up. Gray spun out of trouble. It's getting towards the scoreboard. No one can get clear possession. District's trying to clear momentarily. Teacher Gully ready to pounce with a tackle. It is. You can see the Sportal scoreboard right there. Port District's 12-3-75 trailing. Teacher Gully 13-13-91.
Macworld will be a bit flat as we call it the Sportal scoreboard, but never mind. Obviously a great Port District sponsor, but Sportal's our sponsor. As we can have another ball up.
Our scoreboard sponsor. We need one of those artificial things over the top, maybe. The Sport are doing a great job. You can get live scores from all the Div 1 and Div 2 finals. Might go and have a look at Div 2 because I know, TJ, that's of massive interest to you.
Yes.
Once I can take my eyes off of this game, and that's a bit hard at the moment.
One of the conversations we had before the game, it's really rang true. You just don't know in finals, do you? You can claim to know, you can think you know, but you don't know. Teacher Gully has shown us that today as Gully tries to work clear. Heffernan, they need some Heffernan magic right now. He does, he spins out. He wouldn't be happy with that effort there, young Riley Verrill. But they win it back, and they should be able to just take some Jordan Personos to Brown. Brown! Oh!
Suplex move.
Well, like, as a wrestling fan, it's
No, okay, it wasn't. Okay, you give me the
it was a bear hug. It was a bear hug. It was a savage cocoon of terror.
Good on Luke Brown, though. That was absolutely pancaked, and he got straight up.
Yeah, good mark there by Joshua Flynn. And credit to Hunter Carter as well.
Yeah,
he tackled correctly.
fantastic. Yeah, that was great football.
Yep.
Well done to both players. That's awesome.
Prince's just started. They picked the first goal. Well, it's 12 points, but it's Carlotta with a shot on goal. The other games, very quickly, Div 2 elimination. Rocks lead Athelston by 30 points into the final quarter. Also into the final quarter, qualifying at Payneham Oval. Foss lead Payneham by 19.
Ooh.
Good
mark.
That's Shepherd again.
Yep.
He's been real dangerous now, isn't he? They don't really have a matchup. They don't have a significant tall defender in their team, Teacher Gully, do they? That just get on the back shoulder and spoil and snuff someone out. So, and we've called him a good shot on day. I don't want to put the commentator's
He
curse
goes
on him,
inboard and finds his mate, Batman. Of course, the Port District guys did tell me when I was talking to him, call him Fat Man. I'm not going to call him Fat Man. It's Batman, Batty, lining up for his fifth. It's a day out for a forward, a handful, a Michelle. And again, to say they need this one is an understatement. Lining up, you've got a beautiful shot brought to us by Liam on the roof there. He's just hooked it. Oh. The Century Gully fans found it quite amusing. The Port District fans did not. It's a 15-point ball game.
It's lovely to commentate in the middle of the supporters, isn't it?
I hear someone say, that's all it deserved.
Oh, bloody deserved. Been doing it all day. And time clock is an issue now. It's 14 minutes. They need to kick the last 3. But Teacher Gully look like they're able to score, don't they? They haven't been able to shut them down, Port District.
The other thing is that if it's a stoppage, Teacher Gully are likely to win it and surge forward. Turnover time, though. Here's a chance for Districts. It sits with Liam Ferns in the T-Sauce. He's going to go across ground to Smush, who's taken the mark. He's got to deal with a very active Tyler Martin. He's got energy to burn for this stage of the game.
Smush might have just realised what it's like to have someone facing him on the mark.
That's what it's like.
The next goal.
Harry Hawkins, this is the big kick inside 50.
Oh.
Teacher Gully couldn't take the first grab. Shepherd comes in and lays a hard tackle. That'll keep it inside Port District's forward 50.
Just got a little run of play here, Port Districts, haven't they? They must, if they get the next goal, this will be game on. There's still enough time. There'll be this will be a 26, 27-minute quarter. Plenty of time.
Yeah. At least 10 minutes to go. They need 3 goals if Teacher Gully don't score again. But if they get one, the momentum will shift. It will be noticeable all around the ground. Teacher Gully get it? I think this game is over.
Umpires trying their best to let the players sort it out, but it's now a pretty big pack around that ball.
Let's hope they've been great today. Let's hope they just don't pick a random like the AFL umpires do sometimes. Penny, well done, good tap. But Nichols gets it to Gray on his left. Unlikeliest of shots at goal. Minor score.
And all of a sudden it's Port District who are struggling. I mean, admittedly that was always a low percentage shot. We've had 2 goals, 2 from Port District, 1 goal, 4 from Teacher Gullies. What's that, 3 goals, 6 in total kick this final quarter.
Good grab there from Tape under a bit of pressure. What he's done well today, Tape. It's right in front of us, the leading player. Again, the high bouncing ball. They want to keep it alive, they want to keep it going. Port District player looked like he was held. Ball bubbles round. Really well worked there by Josh Spence. Just does enough to get it in ball, but Gaffney's sitting back. He needs to go. Get that left foot laser out. And they're out on the open side. Sun in the eye, but he'll swing inboard now. Look for and find Kenny Carpenter. Will he? He will. He's within range. He's going to be shooting from 50. Going to take his best kick, but...
That's just class from Gaffney, though, wasn't it? That was a 55-metre ball out the fat side to Gray. He didn't panic. Found Carpenter, who is more than capable of kicking this goal.
Yep, they just need someone to stand up in the big moment, and that man could be Kenny Carpenter, as he will line up for his first. They've only had 5 goal scorers, yeah. Carpenny. Again, Port District season might ride on this kick. He kicks from 48. Will it work back? Will it work back? It will. Is it touched? Umpire Collard, no, but that's not Umpire Collard. It's all clear. Game on. Oh, it's exciting at large reserve.
Yeah.
It's into an 8-point ball game.
Yeah, it is game on, gentlemen. I think this potentially has got the... it could go down to the wire. This is the first quarter that Port Districts have led the inside 50 count. They've had the last 6 or 7 entries. So Teacher got a little bit under the pump at the moment. This is where they need to dig deep. Their forwards needed to come a bit higher to stop the rebound then. They just didn't have enough numbers at the contest. And they'll be feeling a little bit of the pressure, but they're more than capable. They need a centre clearance, so they've dominated all day. Let's see what happens here with Penny. Obviously, his tactic will be to grab the ball out of the ruck. Sizer needs to get the body in early.
The moves of Gaffney in the middle has been crucial in this quarter. He's got him going. And again, he rose Sizer's tap.
But Sizer going early.
Dangerous tackle, yes.
Yes.
Things are just starting to go Port District's way.
Sizer jumped early that time as well, Tommy. Just puts Penny off what he wants to do.
Yep. Penny's been good at reading that tap, though, when it does happen. Again, Gaff looking for the ball there, but Niskus, he's a good user as well. He'll go now, long and straight. They need a clunk. Can they get it? The big men fly. Good spoil. Ground level, it's all Teacher Gully. They should lead in the race of the ball.
They do in the pocket. This is Ryan Heffernan. His kick, though, intercepted in a very dusty area by, that must be where the players run out, by Smush. He goes into the pocket, the difficult scoring pocket, where there is a Port District mark to a player. It's
Heffernan.
Trent Heffernan.
If anyone can kick it.
If anyone
Heffernan
can,
kick this.
or does he set it up?
Back to Smush as well. Despite his antics on the marks, he's actually had a very good game
Yeah.
in defence. He's been Port District's best defender today.
From the midst of the Port District fans, emerges from 45 metres out by the boundary, gives it a hoof, but has actually not scored a thing, and that's
They should.
every point even can count.
It is now, it's 8 points difference, but this will allow them to transition their defence, set up the wall. They should be able to get repeat entry and lock it in. About 7 minutes to go, Phil.
7 to 10. Not a lot of goals though, so probably closer to 7.
Yeah, and now again, they're just taking a little bit of time off the clock here. Luke Brown is it in deep in defence.
Problem is Penny's on this side of the ground and couldn't get over to make the
And that's a free kick downfield. That could be costly.
Not what they needed there, because they had the numbers at that
yep.
contest. Penny was stuck in front of us and
And
couldn't
they had
get
him
over.
hemmed in. Yep.
We've had a goal at Park 9 to Prince Alfred, 7 minutes gone. We should know the result by the time we go off air based on that. Shock by 5 points.
Great day of footy,
2
boys.
games, 2 finals, both within single figures.
Gullies, they'll just go long. They'll nurse the boundary lines. Oh, big fly. He got his hands to it too, so that's fine. McKay, quick kick. They've got the numbers here, Port District, but at ground level, it's Latham. Might have been held. They cry for it. They don't get it. Every moment is important. And he's kicked the belly of the ball there, and that should be a the bouncing ball. Personos, is it?
Wow.
It's Latham. Cometh the man. Cometh the moment. Rodney Latham. The bounce of that bloody ball, Port District to be saying, falls in Latham's lap, and he takes his moment.
That is an amazing bounce, boys. Look at that, and it's come straight back into Latham's lap. And he snapped the goal.
That's the one they needed to.
That's huge goal.
Whatever Doug Gregg did today, he'll never do again, because something gave him utterly bad luck on that occasion. And Teacher Gully sees their moment in a quarter where they've struggled to do that. Margin back out to 14. Luke Brown is coming off.
Spittle it is.
Oh, Spittle, my apologies.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're...
Teacher Gully fans
blue
everywhere.
boots. So, those are Luke Brown.
He is a lookalike.
No, yep, my apologies.
So
Both wearing blue boots.
It's grey
Luke
on
Brown wants to come off, but he won't.
Is
He'll
that
see it out.
Brown with an opponent?
Yeah, brown and grey. It's the colours. Won't find him in the rainbow, but they're out. And you can tell by that. I'm sure you're getting the supporters' noise. It's getting tense. He shepherded up. Great. Oh, no, he doesn't quite complete the mark, but at ground level does well. Gaffney, the left foot, you'd want in his hand. Bay just gets caught in a wrestle. Will it bob up to him? Can he get the ball? He does. He spins. He needs to get a handball. He gets the handball. The tackle. Great pressure by oh, and he pinned him. Good pressure by Teacher Gully.
Okay.
And that'll just about be enough, you'd think.
He's a big player. I thought Batty had that half step that he could have snapped the goal, but great pressure. They'll just try and, if they can milk 2 minutes here, Teacher Gully, they will make it impossible for Port Districts.
Well, it's more important that Port District don't touch the ball at the moment than Tea Gully's score would suggest.
They wouldn't mind scoring,
I
though.
wouldn't mind score. Well, they're behind, give the ball back. Maybe doesn't have a huge consequence. Prince Alfred have just had a kick on goal to take the lead and have missed. That margin is back to 4 points, 10 minutes into the final quarter.
I think Tea Gully might have done enough here, boys. 14-point lead. Port District need 3 goals in maybe 5 minutes, maybe.
We've seen some great comebacks. I remember Spock over Brighton. It proved huge in the context of their season. They were 3 goals down at the 19-minute mark.
Smart coaching now.
Against Brighton,
they
came back to win.
Parked the bus. They have only a couple of players forward of this ball. Just not allow Port District to kick a goal in the next couple of minutes.
It's Tea Gully's clearance for the moment, heading towards the club room sides. Quick rebound, Liam Ferns. Another turnover. Mark not paid on this occasion. Districts with some numbers. Viscahus kick around the bodies. Are going to land in the field of play. Shepherd at the front of the pack. Batty at the back. He's taken the ground. Yeah, I don't think there's a prior opportunity, at least by Adelaide Footy League standards. And it'll be a ball up. It's going to be that ball up. Tap towards the boundary. This will suit Tea Gully. 23 minutes gone.
Played this well, Tea Gully, haven't they? Just taken the sting out, haven't they? There's no momentum.
14 points.
Can't get any momentum, Districts. It's they've done it well.
Fourteen, 13.97, 13.583. Clock ticks over 23 minutes. Take a breath. A lot of players around the ball. Gray couldn't keep the footing. Davidson was bumped off it. That was great work by Jake Robinson to take that hard ball and get it outside 50 without a concession. They're going forward, but Josh Flynn's got in the way.
3-time AFL minutes of time. It's probably 3 minutes of real time, so I think this one's done. Tea Gully will advance.
To the surprise of everyone, except maybe Beck Northcott.
Yes.
Who tipped it in between the post in one segment.
Credit where it's due. Didn't the experts get it wrong?
They've deserved it though, Tea Gully, if they do get over the line. They've played fantastic football today. They thoroughly deserve the lead they've got.
And their big players have come up big.
One more long shot, so can't argue. Yep, McKay. Beautifully done this way, that way. This could be it. That's all she wrote, I think. We'll take a 4-minute here. It is Tea Gully's game. They will advance to the first semi-final to take on, well, we don't know, one of the college teams.
It's 3 points. And Prince Alfred to keep on attacking. But they got plenty of time to go. 13 minutes. In fact, Prince Alfred have just hit the lead.
Wow. Great day of footy, eh, boys?
Yeah,
Two fantastic games.
Who we got lining up, boys? We actually missed that and all that.
Is it Showmakers?
Well, he's a beautiful kick normally. He'll line up from directly in front. He'll kick from about 45 metres. He just pushes it out to the right-hand side, left-hand side.
This is the practice drill. They should be kicking right down the guts, but they've gone wide.
And how quick did Port District get that at? It's by the scoreboard with Cooper Gaffney. He goes with a long kick. They know everything has to be long. Everything has to be positive. They need 3 goals.
There's not enough time left now, boys. Not where the ball is positioned. They need some sort of meltdown for that to happen, and there'll be some very disappointed. I think Port lost in all 3 grades today.
They did. C's went down to Broadview, B's to Glenunga. Shepherd has it. As we've ticked over 25 minutes, Cooper Gaffney had it. He's tackled by Bredon, hiding the ball the visiting fans want and don't get, but over the shoulder they will receive Tea Gully's ball, and didn't quite share TJ's confidence about 4 minutes ago. I'll share it now. Tea Gully are home and host.
They've just taken the sting out of it beautifully, Tea Gully, haven't they? You just don't want the game to be fast and chaotic. They've just slowed it right down. Well played.
Adam Jeffries and I will be rounding up some players, taking some photos, giving away some prizes, having a quick interview, and I dare say they'll be some pretty happy but sore and tired boys.
They might let them come over to the shade, Tommy.
Yeah.
Seeking the shade. It's been a hot day out there. It's only 22 degrees, but that's warm for football.
Oh, yeah. Well, holding the ball, but never mind.
Robinson. It was Goodwood Saints the last team to go back-to-back in Div 1.
Yep, it's incredibly difficult to do.
Well, Port
and that was 8 years ago?
2014-15, yep.
Yeah. So that's...
And it's interesting, isn't it? We all just expected Port to bounce back because it's finals, but their form over the last...
Siren.
It's done.
Congratulations, Teacher Gully. You want to get out there?
It's Tommy Javor and Adam Jeffries head out to do some post-game presentations. Tea Gully celebrate an unexpected but well-deserved win. The final score here, Tea Gully 14-98 for District. They made the use of limited opportunities, 13-5-83. The final margin 15 points. We're going to keep an eye on the game at Park 9, where Prince Alfred leads Shock by 3. That's at the 15.5-minute mark. Should add, that's being live streamed. You are welcome to check that out should you wish. But I'll give you updates if there's any further scores while we are on air. Meanwhile, earlier today, it was Broadview over Port District in the C grade. It was Gwenunga narrowly over Port District by, I think, 5 points in the B grade, and here Tea Gully by 15 points. We'll do a quick check of what's happening in Division 2, see if we've got any other final scores. We do have full time in the elimination final, and Rocks move on. Rocks have beaten Athelston by 35 points. At Payneham Oval, they're still going. Foss lead Payneham by 15 points. Qualifying final Div 1. Prince Alfred have a 3-point lead. They've done most of the attacking. They have it on their forward 50 at the 16-minute mark, so that one's got a little bit to play. All right, so Port District have been eliminated. Athelston have been eliminated in Div 2. Tea Gully and Rocks
Put it in the player of the
move
hands
on
and
in
the
their
goal. That's the goal. That's what I say. Doesn't matter which side of the ground they're on.
If
Jason Collard. Oh, can we get a few more umpires down there, please? 4 may not be enough.
It's a final. Let's get it right.
Goal
it in.
Wow.
Peter.
He's the only tall forward really on the ground that can probably kick a bag, so great start for him, just fell on his lap.
Tea Gully by 1 point at quarter time, Port District by 2.
And he puts
And
it
then
through
was
straight
Tea
through the
Gully
high
by a
diddle.
few
That's first
goals,
blood for
heading
Port
into the
District.
final stands,
Close
which they
game.
managed towards the forward 50 finds a target. Tyler Martin, 2 of the Tea Gully big guns combining there. Martin wastes no time.
Has
And
rounded
he
up.
boots Tea Gully's second goal. They're 2 straight 12. Port District and we should be going to TJ very shortly.
That's the reward for his team is the pressure shot on goal for Hep.
In the grandstand, Trent Heffernan hits it long, and you can tell he's had a shot from there before. He's an absolute star. Doesn't matter how old they get, they still stay.
And TJ here with a man who needs no introduction. It's Blake Tickets Penny. Have a pair of Archie's thongs, mate. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels good. We coming down to Port Districts is never easy, and I don't think we've won here for a while now. So to come down here, backs against the wall, you wrote us off, mate. So yeah, it feels good to win. So yeah.
No one tipped you, mate, except Beck Northcutt, mate, but congratulations on a great game. You were outstanding.
Thanks, TJ. Appreciate it.
No worries. I'm going to throw back to Phil in the booth and I'll grab some more award winners.
Well, we've got a
In the player of
scene
the
at
hands
Park
and
9
the goal. That's what I
from
say.
like
Doesn't
the
matter which
18th
side
at the
of ground
Masters where the
Jason
ball's gone
Collard.
into the
Oh,
crowd.
can we get a
We've
few
got
more
Craig
umpires
Pitt
down there,
clearing
please?
away.
4 may not be
He's going to have a
enough.
shot from the pantry. Let's get it right. Roll it in. Tech chairs are moving. Water bottles are being removed. So Craig Pitt can have a big run up. He's almost at the club room toilets
from long distance
to have the run
break
up.
the run. It's
It is
back-to-back
Prince Alfred by
goals.
4
Luke
points.
Brown
Looking at highlights here
From
of
the
second quarter highlights. Pitt comes in to extend the lead. Is TJ ready to go again? Craig Pitt, despite the run-up, has kicked a point. Let's go to TJ.
And I've got some award winners, some pretty happy award winners. First off, best team player of the day, the Moseley Bar and Kitchen voucher, 5 sausage rolls, and Michelle Pfeiffer, Tyler Martin. What a masterstroke.
Yeah, mate, it was just swing up the last couple of weeks up forward and, yeah, just put the trust in me and, yeah, hopefully I delivered today.
Are you aware you kicked more goals today than you have for the entire season?
Yeah, I am. I am now.
What's this mean to the footy club?
It's awesome, great achievement. You know, the chips were down halfway through the year, but, you know, this group is special and, yeah, hopefully we can go all the way.
Beautiful, mate. I'm going to jump over to Tyson Breeden. You are our, well, congratulations on your Archie thongs. A goal late in the third that you're a part of. We thought that was clutch, mate. A real catalyst to getting the team over the line.
Yeah, we've been working our asses off to get here, and it's good to get the reward.
How's it feel, mate? To be honest.
Yeah, we're ecstatic. We've been working so hard for this. Yeah, the chips were down earlier in the year, and we've turned it around, and we've got to run on now, and we've just got to keep winning now.
I did actually say you're only a month away from a premiership, so it can happen. Good luck for the rest of the year. Let me jump across our best on ground, Dartfish Beanie and Archie's where Luke Brown. What a game you played today.
Oh, thanks, mate. I'm pretty bugging now. No, it was a good performance. I think we were written off before the finals started. But no, we're coming together along nicely, and anything can happen in finals.
Were you cramping in the last week?
Oh, no, I hurt my ankle a little bit. No, no cramp. I was all right. It'll be okay by next week, I'm sure.
Big night at the Gully tonight, I'm just guessing.
Oh, I don't know. Father's Day tomorrow. I've got to take care of myself. Yeah.
Congratulations. What a present. Well done to you and Justin. A great day for the club.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, it is.
All right, well done, Tea Tree Gully. Too good today. They advanced to the first semi-final. We're not sure who they're playing yet. It's less than a goal of difference, but I'll throw back to Phil Herden. Thank you.
Thank you very much, TJ. As you can see some more highlights on your screen. Continue Prince Alfred have kicked the goal at the 21-minute mark. They have an 11-point lead over Sacred Heart and have looked 1 foot in the door for a second semi-final day. So if that score or that lead holds, then it will be Prince Alfred Glenunga at Glenunga, and our stream team game will be at Sacred Heart as they take on Port District. But they've still got time on to play, although to be honest, Prince Alfred have done much of the attacking in this final quarter. Prince Alfred by 11 points at the 21-minute mark. Got a couple of Division 2 finals for you. Ross Trevor have beaten Athelston in the elimination final. The final margin there was 35 points. Ross Trevor Old Collegians 15-7-97. Athelston 8-14-62. Same number of scoring shots.
And gets the job done for his third.
Ross Trevor Old Collegians
14 miles from the Batcave.
The qualifying final is run and done. Foss Camden will play Golden Grove in next week's second semi. Foss 14-9-93. Payneham Norwood Union 12-6-78.
Oh, Batman,
so
he's everywhere! He's everywhere!
Will be second semi Golden Grove and Foss for
big
promotion for the first spot in the grand final. Payneham Norwood Union and Rocks, the two teams relegated last year. One will stay alive
from
at
55. It's a long bomb kick. Is it? It is.
Semi.
Payneham Rocks is huge in finals as well, isn't it? That'll be a cracking semi-final in Division 2 competition.
A lot of the Ross Trevor team will be Payneham juniors as well. So literally half of them. So they know each other quite well. A bit of feedback out there as well, just to send to you experts. We were wrong.
Yep.
We were all wrong, except
Where's the tie? Where's the choking?
I was telling him it's goal for goal and don't know who you play next week. And special message from Pistol Peace Persnos, it doesn't matter who we play.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Call us underdogs. Don't believe in us.
Yeah, when you're the underdog, you don't care, do you? They just a shark in the water and can just attack, can't they? Great scenes down there, though, Tommy. Great club culture, Tea Tree Gully, and a deserved victory. Their fans really enjoyed that.
They're the better team on the day, so they won.
Yep.
It's
16 more inside 50s, guys. They deserve to win that game by probably more.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, we might wrap it up shortly. 23 minutes go to the qualifying final. You can follow it for YouTube, Filming Footy page, the final minutes of the qualifying. Prince Alfred and Shock. Don't forget as well, there's the Women's Div 1 Grand Final between Payneham Norwood Union and Morphin Parks, rounding out a big day for Tony Neal and the crew at St Mary's Park. But Adam Jeffries, any final thoughts on what you have seen here today at Largs Reserve?
Yeah, just well done to Tea Tree Gully. It was a great game of football to call. Great atmosphere here at the ground. Port made little runs through the day, but Tea Tree Gully, I thought they were strategically better here as well today. It's all done and dusted now. You had to man Luke Brown up today. He set it up early. He did it late. You can't let a 200-game AFL player run around on his own. That's just my opinion. But well done to Tea Tree Gully. I thought they thoroughly deserved that win. Great strategy. Well played.
Thanks, of course, to all our great sponsors, including the Banner Crew, 9 News, Buddy Bet, Farmers Leap, Winery, Sportal, Roll the Dice Racing. Archie Sanders got plenty of assistance to us today. Programs to fit, Dartfish, Sports Interactive, and Kitchen. TJ, you got a big Division 1 wrap to put together. Your thoughts on today's contest?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's been said, mate. The better team won. It was really interesting as well. Obviously, we've mentioned it, but only Beck tips Tea Tree Gully. We also said whoever wins this game, no one will go further. I think you've alluded to it, the doubt us if you dare, because that Tea Tree Gully, that version of Tea Tree Gully, could beat most teams on their day.
Well, it looks like Tea Tree Gully, Sacred Heart. It's 11-point margin, 24 and a half gone, so not over.
And it's in their forward line.
And what happened the last time Shock played Tea Tree Gully?
Beat them.
Tea Tree Gully got up,
Yes.
albeit Shock.
The game at Shock early in the year, they won by 100 points, though. I think.
Yes,
So it'll be an interesting game.
Well, that was at the middle school.
Yes.
Will we be at the middle school next week? Will we be at the senior school
I
next
like the
week?
senior
Will we
school,
be
boys.
at Park 9 because Sacred Heart have a comeback for the ages? All that to be worked out. The weekend wrap tomorrow. TJ's Division 1 wrap and Between the Posts early next week as well. Plenty on the Adelaide Footy League Facebook page. Gentlemen, thank you so much, Adam and TJ. Thanks also to Hugo, our SWL producer. Liam giving plenty great shots, boss from his camera position. Boss John Douglas and all the filming footy family. So thanks for joining us here today at Largs Reserve. We're in the C's, Broadview over Port District. The B's, Glenunga over Port District. And in the A's,
Ladies are loving it down there.
Tea Tree Gully over Port District. She'll be back next week for the first semi-final and plenty more action. You've been watching the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy.